In before.
Yeah. Hello, can somebody fix that Mac cam, please, before I have an aneurysm? Welcome to the Rat Project Dungeons and Dragons. We are fixed, all a little bit giggly. Yes, welcome back. We are out of our normal time slot on a Wednesday to be here on a Tuesday because people have lives.
Sorry, guys.
You're the worst. Anyway, no, it's fine. I'm surprised that we're here at all after, what's it been, like 3 weeks since we did a stream? Since we did a D&D stream at least?
I reckon.
All together?
More like a month.
Yeah, it feels like months since we last played.
So we did Legion, Call.
Yes, Tim and I have done a bit of Legion. Scott, Tim and I played Call of Cthulhu last week. We've been doing some other stuff, but anyway, we're back to continue with the Tomb of Annihilation, and we are getting towards the hairy end of it. I think another few sessions and we'll be pretty well wrapped up, assuming...
Or dead. We don't know.
Yeah, well, I was going to say that because that is something...
That's going to happen.
And, like, as you guys know, I don't like giving too much away, but
Hashtag plot armor.
it is, very plausible that this will come to a close with the party dying, depending on how you play.
Nah.
Because the tomb is quite unforgiving.
20-arm glass.
But let us do a quick recap because I do want to get on with it. So, Tim and Scott were here for the last session that we did.
So you didn't make a highlight reel.
In which case, look, alright. In which case, so you two were away. And Garth and Ogamark basically led the charge, getting around Omu and meeting with... You actually did something that I thought was really good. You like snuck in under cover of dark into Ras Nasi's lair. You crept around under the guise of pure blood shapeshifters, whether you were aware of it or not, because you happened to roll a very a bit of a dumbass guard who happened to be on the gate, who was not very switched on. Anyway, he let you in. You crept around. You found some stuff. You ended up having a meeting with Ras Nasi. I say meeting. You walked into his throne room where you were immediately set upon by about 24 1T.
We fought him for a bit first.
Yeah?
Killed one.
Yeah. We almost killed another one too. He was about to die.
Don't you say that.
We didn't know that we were in his lair.
Yeah. Technically, we just thought we were in a big old castle.
You found that Ras Nasi had a multi-headed hydra as a pet, which was standing by ready to eat anyone at his command, which was
You told me
a
that.
thing.
I forgot.
Yeah, all in all, pretty bad. Anyway, you found out that Ras Nasi was actually after you because he was curious about what you were doing. Being afflicted by the death curse himself.
Murdering his guys.
Yeah, being afflicted by the death curse himself, he was intrigued to see what you were doing in the city. After a bit of negotiation even, he decided to help you by telling you the vague vicinity of the entrance to the tomb and providing you with a puzzle cube, which he went on to explain that one of the ones that you had been replaced. It was a fake, essentially. So, in your possession now are the 9 legitimate puzzle cubes. He has told you where it is. You were returned basically back to your camp.
Do we know which 9 of the puzzle cubes that we have work? Because we also have 2 that should work.
They've gone
right?
now.
Okay.
Yeah,
He smashed one and the other one he kept,
As normal.
I think.
Yeah,
from
we
the
gave
past.
to him. We
Yeah,
gave
it
him
was
the
a
past
normal
one.
So the only ones you have are the legitimate cubes
Okay,
now.
cool.
He took us to the entrance though, didn't he?
Yeah, so you guys found out that the entrance is actually right near the compound that you guys have been staying in. So after being escorted back, you went back and you took a long rest. So for the purpose of moving things along, because I can't remember exactly what time it is, I'm going to say it was just getting towards daybreak. That's right,
Yes.
because you just got back as the sun was coming up.
And Scott and I were quite damaged.
Yep. So
Wonder how.
you
Fell.
have
I
all
feel.
settled in for a long rest in the familiar buildings and campsites that is the compound that you've been staying in. And you'd just rest your head and begin to nod off when a sleek, very feminine figure makes her way through the gate,
I knew this was gonna happen.
wearing like a pink, loose-fitting dress. And she walks in and sees you like, I'm assuming somebody would be out on guard.
I don't think we did. Didn't think we were gonna put someone on guard, were we?
Was it me? So I'm getting
Yeah, I
fucking
don't think you were actually. Yeah.
I feel like we would have, because like if I were here, I definitely
Yeah,
would not
yeah.
have allowed you to not.
Everyone's
Yeah.
like, no, don't worry about it. Xanath's like, I'll do it, fine. So Xanath, you're probably awake.
We made you do a lot of stuff.
Your
Wink, wink.
butt might be sore.
When Celsi comes in and she saunters up to you and says, so are you ready to go?
Look, I'm gonna be honest, no, but I mean, if we don't have a choice, we'll go.
Do you
but-
mean this cube?
Yeah, so I mean, it's up to you guys if you guys are around or not, I guess.
I'm asleep.
Yeah, I'm asleep.
I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah, so you would know, just as a bit of background because you weren't here, that basically you'd made the arrangement with Rasanasi. He explained that he sent Celsi to meet with you, and basically, like, you know that you've skipped her meeting, like, cut out the middleman, and you've like already made all the arrangements that you need to.
And she didn't know since she was out on an
Yeah,
outpost.
she has no idea that this has taken place. Celsi basically runs her own like outpost in the city. Yeah, she hasn't been back to speak with him.
Yeah, sure. Let me just wake everyone up.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go around and wake everyone up.
Yeah, sure. So you guys all get a knock at the
I
door.
kind of just want to play dumb and go through with it.
Look, if we're gonna play dumb, let's go.
Nah, Ras Nice is like, what are you fuckers doing back? Like, have you got a cube for us?
So you all gather into the courtyard. Celsi stood there looking like very happy with herself, basically, as she generally does.
Just show her the cube.
I'll just,
Show her the cube.
yeah.
She's like, yes, I know, you've told me that you have the cube, and I've told you that it is a fake.
Inspect it.
She has a look at it, she's like, marvellous. Hands it back to you. She doesn't know any different. She's
Oh.
yeah.
Alright.
Do you want to just tell her that we've already seen him?
No,
Yeah.
make a bet.
How much do you want to bet this opens the door? Doesn't work. Fuck!
So wait, yeah, you're going to explain to her that you've been and met. Is that the path you're going down?
I reckon we should.
Yeah, because we don't want to die before we get in the tomb. Yeah.
All right,
We've already dealt with the Ras Nasi.
all right, cool. She's like, oh, so you went and saw him yourself then?
Yes. And he
Marvellous.
requires our help.
That explains why you were giving me the cube that, to me, is just another piece of rock in this godforsaken city.
Shows how worthless she is if she doesn't know it.
Very well, it seems my job is done,
You didn't do anything.
albeit indirectly, but very well. Have fun descending into the mad halls of that god-awful place.
Wanna help?
No, as she like sonders out back through the door.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
not saying
even if we
sonders
didn't go meet him, we should have said, "Oh, we already met him."
Okay, bye.
It's like the Sailor Moon quote. My job here is
Yeah.
done, but you didn't do anything.
Yeah, so she heads back out. Do you guys want to finish your long rest then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I already raised my current
Yeah, of course.
damage.
Okay,
And I was
yeah.
like, are we getting attacked? Because I can't remember how much sleep was.
So you've all leveled up, and you are now level 6.
Ooh.
T.
Whoa.
1,000.
That's OP.
You're level T.
Yes.
For 1,000.
And so
There's Roman rules.
your party of 5 level 6s
Yes.
is about to take on the Tomb of Annihilation.
That sounds bad.
I don't know if it is or not, but I guess we'll find out.
It's Tomb of the Nine Gods, isn't it?
500. No.
Nah, that's like C or M. You looking at
M
that?
Yeah.
1000.
Okay, that's good.
C's 100.
So
L 50.
you sleep through the most, like most of the day.
Yeah.
And by the time you'll finish your rest and have something to eat, I'm assuming Garth would probably go and prepare some rations, knowing that you're going into a tomb. You'd probably assume that it's going to be underground.
Yes.
So you prepare some rations,
Yes. That sounds good.
some water and stuff. Make sure that that's all in order.
Well, we got the jug for water.
Yeah, true. Yep.
Why don't we just keep pouring oil into the tomb and light the whole thing on
No,
fire?
there is.
Okay.
Genius idea.
So-
Let's go.
What about just keep pouring water and just flood them?
And I'll get a shock arrow and electrocute everything in there.
How long will this take? Oh, let's reroute the waterfall.
We'll flood them out,
Just build a dam. Yeah. Yeah.
and then you can use your boat and we can just sail to the bottom.
So-
Okay,
That's
you
a
haven't
good
tried checking if
plan.
the boat has submarine mode yet. You never know.
Can always try.
Is there anything else you want to do before you head off?
I feel like we should actually take the time to think, to prepare before
Yeah.
we go down.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a pretty solid idea.
I mean, you've had like
how
a
can
month
we prepare for
to
something we
think
don't
about
know?
what you want to do.
Mentally. Yeah, but, well, technically we only
Yeah.
did the last session 2 weeks ago.
But now we're there. It's a completely different story.
Oh, fuck, we're actually here.
Yeah.
This thing's real.
Oh, wait, we're actually going to do the Tomb of Annihilation?
Nah.
No, this is the Tomb of the Desolation.
I wasn't prepared for Tomb of the Nine Gods.
Wait, do you guys ask if the wizards, any of them are alive, or did you just...
I think they played it ignorance.
You did ask about it,
Yeah.
and he alluded to the fact that some of them are here, though not themselves.
Yeah, they were getting experimented on. They were getting like snake venom injected into them by like this crazy scientist dude. That was like, yeah, they go,
What the fuck?
yeah. There was like
That's-
some, and they were like all shriveled up, and they
I
couldn't even
don't
talk.
feel bad about killing his men then.
Yeah.
Nah, that's cool.
Yeah. All right.
Give him the clamps.
What the fuck did you pull a clamp from?
No, let's just go. What's the
Pass
worst that'll
without
happen?
trace the whole way through.
Yeah, do it. Let's go. Perfect idea.
And then if we have to talk out of anything, use charisma because you get a +2 bonus.
That was only for saving throws, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that'd be.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, just make it a saving.
good thing is my saving throws
What's
are
the,
now +9 for charisma.
What's the range
Plus,
on that?
or like
With
all
foot.
your
10 foot,
attribute
I'm pretty
scores.
sure.
+9 on a
I'll
charisma
note
save
that
throw
down here,
now.
though, just so I've got that on me stuff.
Something like charm.
If I know where we stick
Stuff. That's still pretty good though.
Yeah, if I use
Equal
charm,
to like charisma bonus.
I'm pretty sure I get some like RATP bonus because of my loot as well.
And then you also get bonuses for your charisma.
Yeah.
Oh, that's already included in your spell bonus, I think, anyway. Wait,
Okay.
what's that?
This is a guy. What'd you say?
Before?
Or protection.
Yes.
Just explaining it to Johnny.
+2 on shivs within 10 foot.
Okay. So, what do you want to do? Is there anything you want to do?
I'm going to do some warm up push ups.
100.
Make a athletics check.
Get a strain your arm.
Yeah, you do 10 push-ups and then you start to feel...
I got 15 plus my 5.
Okay, you do 15 and then you start to feel pretty buggy.
I feel like
Okay.
if it's just the number of push-ups, it should have been like a D100 or something.
If you said
Like his
so.
max is at 20.
We're
but you can do
literally
it before kids.
adventurers. Like, this is our job.
I'm just filling time. Like, obviously...
Fuck. 23. 23
Yeah.
still? Okay.
Right, you do some push-ups. Dexter's like flicking through his tome.
Flicking through my Tomb of Annihilation.
Yeah, he's flicking through his tome, like readying some spells and stuff. Checking that he's got like certain ingredients, that sort of thing.
Tim, we're still not playing Call of Cthulhu, by the way,
Why?
because you're rolled a 23.
Fuck, I'm so good at that game. I was saying, like, you gotta roll low. You don't know how good I am at this. I gotta send that to Phil. He'll piss himself off. But, oh. Just restring my bow.
Clean
Sure.
my shield.
Yep.
Relax.
You will take the time to do vanity things
I'm
and
gonna die. I'm
clean
gonna
your stuff.
die
Yeah, it's not really.
Yeah,
We
we're
can't
gonna-
go to
I'm
a
gonna
shop
tune
and
my
buy-
loot.
tune your loot, oil your rapier.
Yeah.
Scott.
Ogre Muck spits.
Scott beats his meat.
Just spits on his axe, rubs it on his forehead.
Me make shiny.
Yeah, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die valiantly.
Yeah, cool. All right, is everyone ready? Dax is like, all right, I think maybe I'm ready. I mean, I don't think I'm ready. I don't think any of us are ready, really. But you
Hey,
know,
don't
let's,
think like that. We
Right.
can do it.
yeah, let's do it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Dexter like gets up and starts like sort of jogging towards the door.
Put your hands in the middle and on 3 say go team.
Dax is already gone. Right? He's out.
He hasn't got the cubes. See you next time.
But yeah, okay. You gonna head out?
Lead the way, Mr. Ranger Boy.
Mate, we gotta wait for the monk to come back.
Oh no. Cool. So you make your way out, and you head around, sort of around the back of the compound towards the cliff face, and you come to a small building, which almost fences off a section of the cliff face. Let me open this up.
It's like all overgrown and shit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, let's burn it.
Yeah. What?
Let's burn it.
Burn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll burn the whole oil too. Gone.
Let's go.
Done.
Okay, so stepping up to the building, immediately the first thing that sort of grabs your attention is a tall, like obelisk, stood about, like 10 meters out from the cliff face, and this obelisk is probably like 3 meters high. It's pretty big.
Yeah, that's pretty tall.
You're just like, oh, it's just that.
Elnatak, you, with your paladininess, would get an immediate sense of
Deja vu.
yeah, essentially of evil, almost emanating from this pillar. While he's looking at that, the rest of you would notice to your right there is a narrow hallway leading into the cliff face, and ahead of you there is a large cutout, stone cutout, a square chiseled hallway that leads in about maybe 30 feet into the cliff face before there is a large stone door intricately carved with skulls, and in the center of it there is cube spaces.
The secret way.
Yeah. The back door.
What would you like to do?
Alright, so should I touch the obelisk?
No,
Yes.
no, nobody
I'm
should
putting
touch.
this to a vote.
Nobody should touch the
Yes.
obelisk.
I vote for you. Do what you want to do. You do you.
I'm telling you
So
now,
that's a yes.
it's evil.
So Daxter gets the deciding vote.
It might be a buff obelisk.
It's not a buff.
Daxter goes over. So you guys have like, don't touch it, touch it, don't touch it, touch it. Daxter goes over and he's like,
He's just little shit.
it's stone, guys. Hello.
Oh no.
So
I
it's
hate
fucking
stone.
gargoyles.
With your passive perception, you would notice
Fuck all.
in this particular spot above the obelisk, there is 3 large gargoyles. These ones seem almost larger than the ones that are scattered around the city. And these 3 all seem to be perched high above this obelisk, or this entry and this general area, all looking down with like bearded devil faces, mouths agape in a silent scream, looking down towards where you're all stood.
Don't blink.
Don't look away.
That's about it. What?
They're just like the weeping angels. Can't look away from.
Try it.
Nah,
No.
it's the opposite. We can't look at them.
Gets arrow.
They can't see us.
Can I do a history check?
On what? The obelisk or the gargoyles? Or just in general?
Okay.
Are
Obelisk?
they like? Are they a thing that you can check together, or?
Well, the obelisk is like down on the ground next to you. these gargoyles are up. They're as high as the other ones, but they just, from where you're stood, they look bigger. So they're probably like, I don't know, 30 meters up this cliff face. Yeah. But you, like, looking at them, you could still make a history check and see if you recognise them.
Make a history check on the obelisk.
Yeah, okay.
Not good.
Now do one
6.
on the gargoyle.
Yeah, no, with a 6, like, this looks like it's been here for a very long time. It looks as overgrown and as, like, weathered as
This
any
is
of
a
the
nice
buildings
boulder.
here, for instance. So it looks like it's one, like, it's been here for, yeah, a very long time.
Oh.
Thanks, Paladin. Very observant of you.
I'll do a history check on the gargoyles.
Doing a history check on Elm Attack.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. 8.
Do you know much about his history?
About the same thing. Like, looking at looking at how they look like they're pretty similar to the other ones. They look like they've been there the same amount of time. And although they're slightly bigger, and looking at them, it looks like their expression might be a little bit different. But aside from that, they look like they're pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Now, do we want to walk up to the door?
Detective audience over here.
Or do we want to not walk up to the
Yeah,
door?
let's not, because they're going to activate.
I'll start walking towards the door.
Wait, I had a
What?
plan.
We may as well do it with them now, and then if... No,
Yeah.
because they're going to get replaced at night.
So,
But what if we...
but there's special ones.
They're going to get specially replaced. I like it.
It's
Yeah.
not like we're
Go-
just
go
not
on
going to
with
go
what you're doing.
towards
This
the
is just
door.
gonna-
We're not
Bill.
going to do it.
I just unlocked a spell that we could have used. Could have made it look like we aren't going to the door, and then we could walk to the door, and then
What if
we
it's
could
magical?
know.
Or make us... Why don't you just make the illusion that we are walking to the door and see what happens?
He's already walking to the door.
Yellow
Perfect.
Make an illusion for him that the
He's not
cliff
walking.
face falls out underneath him so he doesn't...
The door's here, not so it stops early.
What's there, Pens?
And
Ruler.
Never mind, you guys go on with what you're doing. I'm just setting something up because this will help me
Those are big
explain
cubes.
it.
Ah, that's the cliff.
No, it's not.
No, it's the door.
not cliff.
No, but it just looks like a
Wood.
little gap in
Wood.
between.
Wood. They're timber. Painted.
Ah,
Okay,
Yeah.
what do you want to do?
I'll try and put a cube into
Did he walk it up to the door?
I thought you were walking to the
So-
other one.
What you notice, Ogremark, as you walk up to this door, you notice there are cube spaces in this door. Now, one thing that strikes you as strange, what's your intelligence?
Is the
10.
The holes are
Okay,
too small
nothing.
for the
Even,
cube.
even with the 10, what strikes you as strange is in this doorway, there is 8
you're smarter
holes,
than me.
like that.
I've got an
But
8.
we have-
Ogremark can count.
Hey, his character's smarter than mine.
So, there is 8 holes
I have an 8.
Yeah.
in columns, four spaces in columns, like this, essentially. Now, even with your 10, you know that you have 9 cubes.
Ogremark, no numbers!
Right, I'm gonna walk up because he already walked up to the door and didn't get attacked.
Maybe
So.
one of the gods has been a hoax this whole time.
No.
Yeah, you're
No.
You think
What's
of all
alligator,
the
so
imagery?
Gus, I know what Johan is.
You think of all the imagery that we saw, like on the floor and shit.
Yeah.
Was there any of them that weren't being attacked?
Do I have to roll a check for that?
I don't know. Do you remember?
Fuck no. The last time I played was a month ago. Well, 2 weeks, but we kind of...
Alright, is there any sort of like drawing next to the cube slots, or is it just a cube
No.
slot? Damn.
You
That
can
would've
see
made
there
things
is
easy.
there is carvings and like patterns drawn into this door and carved into it, but none of them seem to be relative
Oh,
to
you
the,
know,
to
it's
the
gonna
nine
laugh if we
gods.
get the wrong pattern.
Yep. Or the obelisk. Either one's bad.
The obelisk comes to life.
Just lands. It like lands and then starts like shooting down the tunnel.
No, he turns blue and he has 4,000 hit points.
Oh yeah.
Do any of the
Breath of the
cubes
Wild.
look different
What?
compared
No.
to the rest of them? They all-
Well, they do. They're all
Yeah.
different, sort of like
Yeah,
shades
but they're
and stuff,
all like-
but none. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dexter's like, what about the small hallway? Should we? I mean, if you're that paranoid about that door, should we check that?
Sure.
You're
Might
a
have a cube
small
spot
hallway.
there.
Yeah, there might be a night one.
Okay, so who wants to go and have a look?
Sure.
Ogremark,
I forgot that was his name.
you make your way into this narrow hallway. It's pretty tight down here, but as you make your way down, you come across. Do you have any cubes on you?
A door with
Yeah,
9 cubes.
Okay.
Huh?
Sure.
Door with
You make
9
your way down.
cube slots.
And as you get further down this hallway, on your right, you find a small statue, and you recognize it as being Shigambi. Adjacent, like directly across from it, is another statue of one of the other gods. As you continue down, you find there's another one and another one.
Cool.
There's 4 of the, like 8 statues.
But now what's the bottom and what's the top?
As you're walking along,
It's like in your
with the
head.
3 cubes that you've got, you notice
Is the
there's a
first one that
small
we see the
brazier
top or the
in front
bottom?
of these statues, and 3 of them ignite.
Hey, you have the cubes for them.
It's like the 3 torches to get to the abyss.
Oh, we need to take each one in individually.
No, we don't know this.
No, we've got to take them all in. If
Wait.
3 went up and he's got 3 cubes.
Yeah.
But we're not in the hallway.
Oh.
He is.
Well, you just following me, or you just?
Oh, I'll
I
follow.
don't know. Am I?
I'll follow.
Let me roll for it. Yes.
Is that an intelligence roll?
Was that a 20?
No, it was a 14. But I decided if it was higher than 10, I was following. So.
Yeah, right. Ogre Muck, the
So-
meat shield.
As each of you make your way down, carrying all 9 of the cubes, you make your way through, and all 8 of these braziers ignite. As you're making your way down, the first 2 you come across are Moa and Wongo, and then Injin and Oberlaka, Papazotl and Kubazan, Nang Nang, and Shigami, the last ones. Now, one thing that actually make me a. I nearly asked for a spot hidden. Make a perception. Who went through last? Probably not you, Ogre Mark. Who would have been last through?
Hey, because he was deciding to
Yeah,
ask.
probably.
Okay, make a perception.
my
Stitch him up.
And they on either side.
15.
Okay, sure.
Is that
With it-
past
That
battle?
almost won a 1, but then it hit my book, which
So-
stopped it from rolling.
No.
You notice at the end of this hallway where Nang Nang and Shigambi are opposite each other,
Mm-hmm.
you notice on the end of the hallway there is faint, flickering orange light coming from a hairline crack around the door, around the wall.
Yeah, but do I tell you or do I go and find out myself first?
No,
While
there's
the
no
sides, Johnny, on the mower side, what was like the first one? The
On-
mower.
So, sorry, I've missed where I'm up to. I was looking at something else. So, you have Moa
Yeah.
and Wongo, Ejan and Oberlaka, Papazotl and Kubazan, Nang Nang and Shigami.
You said that way too fast.
Yeah, he's trying to run
Unlucky.
I,
You rolled a 1
so
on
I
run
got
fast.
mower is Papazotl Nang Nang on the left or
Ah,
right
okay.
on one side.
And then
Wongo.
Wongo, Oberlaka, Kubazan, and Nang Nang.
Okay, so who's missing?
Nang Nang.
Wait, Nang Nang's on that side.
Yeah, so the opposing 2 should be Nang Nang and Shigambi.
Yeah, so Ning Ning will be on that side.
Shigambi is on your
Yeah.
left.
Yeah, I'll just swap the bottom 2.
So,
I'm gonna walk up and try to touch what the light's coming
Okay.
from.
Yep,
It's like, alright, I'll roll to see if I tell you guys.
you just like touching it. Do you
Yeah.
want to, like, are you pushing on it or just touching it?
I'm just
or-
seeing if it's like an illusion or if it's like a door that's not open.
Okay, yeah, no, you touch it and there's definitely something there.
Okay.
It's not like an illusion.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's
You're
just a
touching
door.
the wall.
Yeah.
It's like, dun, dun, dun.
Alright, then I go back and tell them, hey guys, I
No,
found
no,
a
no,
door.
no. Which one
I
is this one?
assume.
Mm-hmm.
We're going back in time.
Sure.
Oh, is that? I think you wrote God's back there.
There's so many notes.
Do you wanna try? Are you going back in there? Do you wanna? Who's going in?
I'll go in.
Oberlaka.
Yeah, we'll give the door a push.
I just called you Oberlaka. Ogermark.
Oh, shit, you're a god.
You
God.
make your way down, and yeah, sure enough, there seems to be almost a hidden door at the end of this passageway.
Cool.
Faint, flickering orange light flickering from behind it. You want to barbarian push on the door.
Yep.
Smash.
Yeah, it doesn't take much, but you find like pushing in a couple of different spots, you find where it's hinged, and you manage to push this this stone out of the way essentially. Behind it is a small statue, exactly the same as all the other ones. Small brazier in front of it of Unk. This
Yeah,
one,
figured it out.
however, has a small golden medallion gently rested around its neck.
It's alright, because I'm there with you, so I at least know that it's there, so you can't steal it and then hide it from everyone.
I'd be wearing it though.
Go ahead, wear it.
Unless we're gonna find 8 more medallions with the 8 cubes.
And they're
Oh,
scattered
no.
all throughout the city in shrines.
Fuck!
That
Yeah.
better not be serious.
Cool, what are you doing?
I touched the amulet.
Dead.
It's pretty cold, but
I would
aside from that,
if that's what happened.
yeah, it dies.
Yeah, it's just
Give me your character sheet.
I'll take it off.
Dead.
again.
Now you put it on.
Resurrected and dead again.
What's it look like?
It is literally just almost like a circle plate of gold. Almost like a medal, but like rounded, like in a sort of medallion type thing.
Oh, we're at number 1.
And literally, it's just on this like leather, tightly branded cord, essentially.
So it's pretty basic then.
It
It would
seems,
cool,
yeah,
yeah.
seems pretty basic.
Basic amulet for a basic character. It's got like fuck you.
My amulet looks way better.
The scary one. Yeah.
This is so spooky.
I've got this terrifying amulet that may kill us all.
I have low intelligence.
Yeah.
Do it.
Cool.
I'll put it on.
Yeah, you put it on.
You get a +3 to strength.
John's like, shit, I didn't expect you to fucking to do this. That's the whole game.
Yeah, no, you put it on. It's fine.
Starting dirt.
That's it.
Is that all that was in the room?
Curse is solved.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Yeah, there
alive.
was like the statue, the brazier, and this necklace. That was.
Cool. Just
Damn,
so different.
even with a 17 investigation, there's nothing else in there.
Yeah, you look it over,
Damn.
like compare it to the other statues. It is. It didn't really open a room. It just opened like
Yeah.
this alcove.
I walk up though and like have a look at the medallion and like inspect it closely.
Okay.
I don't
Nice
let you.
necklace.
Yeah, mate. You
I
don't.
let him. I'll push him on.
My precious.
Yeah. You can like
Are we
try
doing
and
this?
forcefully have a look.
I just
Strength?
Yeah.
fuck.
Oh, what'd you get? Oh, fuck.
I win.
if I just get moving, you can't investigate it.
Who's the less shit
He
up?
pins you
No, but he
down.
just grabs you.
He's like, stop.
Now I
Looks at it.
investigate.
Yeah, make an investigation. Sure.
I'll strength check again.
Wait, where are you guys? Are you guys still in the like small hallway?
For fuck's sakes, I got a 6.
Yeah. It's a small gold. Looks like it's
Move into
looks
it.
like it's solid gold. It's probably worth a few gold pieces.
Let's sell it.
Yeah.
So what?
I say, Ogre, you piece of shit, let me have a look. Stop moving around.
You piece of shit.
Yeah.
No.
I know, let's go chuck the cubes in the
No,
door.
no.
Cool.
I pull out 2 gold pieces and I'll be like, give me a look.
I just don't even acknowledge it.
All right. So what's everyone doing? You're heading back out.
Amigos necklace.
Was there anything at like the end of the hallway, or was it just like?
It basically came to a dead end where Unk's statue now is.
No, might as well just put those 8 statues in.
So, Ogre, as you
But
make your
what's
way
the
back
top? What's
out
the bottom?
of the small
So
tunnel,
we started. Is the bottom. Yes.
you make your way out of the small tunnel. Basically, to go past this small, to go from the small tunnel to the door, you basically have to pass by the obelisk. As you do, you begin to feel this amulet tremble.
Oh no, we're gonna.
And suddenly, there's no physical movement to the medallion, but you get a sense of direction from it. Almost as if there's something speaking to you, telling you to go a certain direction. It's not leading you towards the door, nor away from it. It's leading you along the cliff face to the left, maybe.
Off the
30
cliff.
meters. No, you're at the bottom of the cliffs.
Oh, I just wanted to walk off.
You're aware of where you are, right? You've been in this like
I don't
crater
think
for
he is.
weeks now.
Oh, this one's good. Oh fuck, that would have been cool.
Sure, I'll follow it.
Okay. So you follow the feelings that you get from this trembling medallion.
I'll follow him, but a little bit back.
Yeah, okay.
Just try and look at him and
Just
take
make
it.
make like a perception.
You don't know shit.
I'm level 2.
Oh fuck.
Okay, it leads you to like some dense like foliage, and then it sort of like you get to this like all these bushes and trees and shambles, and it slowly calms down and stops doing anything.
I start shaking Scott. Well,
I'm still following until it stops trembling.
Yeah, no, it stopped. Like
Oh,
it leads you to like this big hump of like just branches and like bushes and stuff, and then it stops.
Let's rip out the bushes.
Time to travel.
I do actually.
Yeah, you want to
Dig
like?
in.
Okay.
Let's rip out the bushes first.
I am
Okay.
a dwarf.
Alnatek, you start digging around in these bushes, and pretty quickly you realise that there is a smaller but very similar entrance dug out here to the one with the door in it.
Oh, you did it. You found a door. That's 2 secret doors so far.
This one leads in about the
A lot of
same
secret
depth,
doors.
and as you make your way down, you come to a large stone set of doors, looking very similar to the other ones. This one, however, has 9 spaces for cubes.
Ooh.
It's a real door.
What was the other? Just a fakey.
It's
What
a
is
fake
eating
door.
our cubes? It was a mimic door.
You must start the quest again.
You lose.
Is Unk like a god of deception?
They're all,
Unk's good boy.
they're all gods of like.
Yeah, they're all
but
bad.
is like there's one that's like literally deception.
Who cares? He's fine. He's good.
See?
He sounds
Wearing
like a
the-
monkey
wearing the
based off
necklace
of his
was good.
name.
We smart.
Oh my god.
Oh, but do good.
Roll
smart.
history
What?
to see if you remember if he's a
No, if
deception
Unk
god or
was
not.
wearing the
Dude, this
necklace,
is my
like, he
brain.
wouldn't be deception.
What?
Yeah, maybe
Dude,
he's
this
like,
is my brain.
Talita.
Did you write it down?
or like-
Probably.
maybe he's the.
True. Look through.
Look, if I'm gonna be honest, I'm not looking through that many notes.
Don't take so many notes.
Make your notes more compact.
Like Jordan's.
Or just
Hey, I have good
Nice.
notes.
No, he's got like
Frogman,
4
turtle,
words.
dragon, forest, elf, rust, nasi. That's 1 page.
Elf. Rasen.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the other day when I was setting up for Legion, I had a quick look through like your notes and his notes, and like, fucking, you've got like pages and pages of highly detailed like everything I say, and his is literally just like a couple of words on each page that just makes no fucking sense. I don't know if they're from like 6 months ago or
Whereas
last week.
mine's literally the story
Yeah.
of us going to.
Hey, I have something about a city built by minotaurs.
Which is completely irrelevant. Yeah, don't stop.
So, what do you want to do?
Should he not put in the cubes?
how
in?
how how they arranged.
3, 3, 3. Oh shit, that's different.
Should he not put in the cubes in?
I'll put my 3 in the middle 3, like that.
Sure. You
I,
slide them
I
in.
pass you my cubes.
They're a very satisfying fit. You do find that once
Can
you
you
push
get 'em
them
back out?
all the way in, well, you think you probably could, but it would be very difficult. You'd need to like use a dagger or something to get them out.
Yeah, all the way.
A suction cup.
Okay, I'll put Lockies in as well. How many do you have?
Probably 2.
Yeah, I think you had 2. I think
Pretty sure we had we definitely had all 9.
I either had 1 or 2.
So one by one, you'll throw them to Ogre.
I throw mine in the lava.
You're nowhere near the lava.
Damn it.
So one by one,
You've got a good arm though. It's
you'll
fine.
give your cubes to Ogre, and he slides them into the door.
randomly.
I didn't.
Randomly.
Yeah. Yes. Cross naughty crosses. I win.
Putting the last cube in, as you slide it in, it almost, unlike the other ones, the last cube you put in almost pulls away from your hand and locks in. Light emits from behind the cubes, and slowly
Redone here.
these doors
Wiggy.
grind open. Vines snap that have grown over them on the outside as they pull away. Dirt and dust falls from them as if they've not been opened for centuries. Lying beyond them is a narrow, long hallway overgrown with vines, as it looks like they've been growing in from outside.
Fuck. There's a chocolate
And from where you're stood, it gets pretty dark pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Same.
Well, yeah, you guys would know that even in total darkness, your dark
That's
vision
true.
doesn't help.
I can't see shit.
Do we
get
have
better
any
eyes.
torches?
I'm pretty, everyone's got torches
Can I
if
touch
you've got
this?
an
Is-
adventure.
There'd be like a rock on the ground,
Yeah,
right?
yep.
I'm just going to light. Oh, look, a rock.
Daxter touches your bow and casts light.
Fuck
And
off!
your entire bow just like turns white with just energy.
Is that such a bad thing though? Now you can always see where you're aiming.
Yeah, and they can always see me.
He's gonna actually, yeah. No, you wouldn't waste that. He tries to do it secretly, but you know it was him.
Just see this Meg glowing behind me. It's like, turn it off.
You'll be fine.
No, I
Oh,
don't want to be the target.
stops it.
Thank you.
Starts again.
I'm gonna keep it on my
You
bow.
your bow dies back down, and suddenly, like from over your shoulder, there is just this blinding light. You like turn your head, and your quiver is now white.
I just give him the stairs look at
Stops. Fine. He like finds a rock or something.
Yeah.
It starts to glow.
Damn straight.
One of your arrows.
Cool. With a bit of light, that's what I was doing.
Shoot it down the tunnel,
Yeah.
and it hits something we don't want it to hit.
We don't know we don't want to hit it.
That's Later's problem.
With a bit of light, you can see this hallway proceeds down to a T intersection. At the end of the T intersection, there
The
is
Tim intersection.
a large
You're good at noises.
head carved into the adjacent wall, looking very similar to
Put your
this.
hand in its mouth.
No,
Put your dick in.
Put your necklace into its mouth.
no.
I think the necklace only purpose was to find this. Maybe,
No,
maybe
no,
not.
Jordan's one.
Yeah, it's
Does the necklace look the same?
Spoopy necklace.
No. His does.
Yeah, that's what it's
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
And I know that he has it because he showed me when we were
It's a spoopy necklace.
talking to the dude.
Did you did a history check on the thing, didn't you? That's right.
Obelisk.
Yes.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I'll do a
Right.
history check on everything, ever.
Is that what the obelisk looks like?
No. No. Yeah, no, I just forgot what happened before. No, it's fine.
Rolled a nat 20 on my 5th roll.
Cool.
I
Shit,
can't
you're
talk,
good.
but
The mask.
Can
Are you going down first?
Sure.
Okay.
I want to look in its mouth without like putting my head in its mouth.
How far? How
Let me
far?
just check something real quick. I just want to have a look. It's about like 30 feet down this hallway.
boy.
I hang back.
What's your
as he
passive
does
perception?
that.
13.
Okay, you're hanging back. Who's second?
Sure.
I should have asked this before. What's your passive perception?
15.
Okay. As you guys are walking down, Garth grabs you on the back, like on the scruff of the neck. He's like, "Wait, halt!" And he points down to like a couple of the tiles, which almost look like they're like pressure plates, essentially.
And then I push him.
And I stand on them anyway.
Watch your feet, Mark.
Did you stand on it?
Oh. This one?
You didn't say to avoid it, you just said watch my feet.
How far down would the pressure plates be?
At the ground.
They're just
On
like
the
there's just
ground?
like the odd one down this hallway. So this is like a 30-foot hallway,
Yeah.
and there's probably like 3 or 4 of them just scattered along the way.
Cast light on.
What?
I don't know. I gotta step around it.
Anybody good with traps?
Oh yeah, totally, man.
It's good with traps.
Sneaky.
Okay.
What's my senpai?
So what are you doing?
I'm telling her to make to stop and watch where he's walking.
Yeah. So like now that you're aware of them, they're scattered enough that you could easily move
Yeah.
past them. That's just
That could have been interesting.
How loudly do you say it?
Obviously, he's gonna like people behind him though.
Nah. Have fun, boys.
It should start from that way.
Oh, fuck.
If something pops up behind you, boom, boom, boom.
They're all just jacking. There's a boulder that rolls down from them. That would probably actually kill someone.
That actually comes alive. And it's just a floating head.
It's like the talking heads off Medieval on PlayStation 1. Do you remember those?
Phantom Hand from Legend of Zelda comes down and just drops you right out front.
It's Aku Aku of Crash Bandicoot. Now I'm fucking invincible. So I'm just gonna run through the entire thing.
Doesn't make any sense. Sure. What's everyone doing?
That's the wrong game.
It's a star.
Yeah, I know, but I can't remember the invincibility music for Crash Bandicoot, so...
I dodged the.
Yeah, so you come to the T intersection where this fast mask face thing is like carved into the stonework at the far
I
end.
also missed the pressure plate
Yeah.
to move on.
Yeah, I'm assuming if it gets past down the line, you'll make your way down.
I'll try and talk to it.
Yeah.
I'll say, hey.
You would, you dumb
Hello.
fuck.
Yeah, now that you're up next to it, like,
That's not a bad idea.
it's the face itself seems pretty ordinarily just stone, like carvings. Its
Shit,
mouth
awesome.
agape though, like the inside of it seems almost burnt with like there's a hollow in there, and this
it
is
breathes
like
fire. That's one of the traps.
is like black with just almost like almost not really charred fire though, like it's more just of a black tinge to the stone, you might say.
Put jade in it.
Is your necklace doing anything?
I don't know. I doubt it.
Wasn't talking to you. Have you seen your next?
So stood in this hallway, looking to your left, you can see a little ways up the corridor. There's a small circular like grid work of iron bars. Past that, there's a door. To your left, you can see that it continues down maybe 30 feet. To your right, it continues down about 30 feet, and then it seems to open out into a very large room.
How large?
Pretty large. You can't see from where you are, but it's pretty big. Pretty big.
What if you could?
What are you doing?
I'm gonna get rough first.
Same thing with you.
But I'm the ranger. You haven't got any parchment.
Neither do you, do you?
You don't have any parchment.
My brain.
I reckon we go right first.
Carving
Yeah.
it into my
That's not
skin.
gonna work.
You're
I
up front.
agree
So,
with you.
My
yeah.
skin.
It's gonna take it.
So, you make your way up, and you come to a massive room. This room's probably like 50 by 50 feet. And a massive chamber opens out in front of you, plunging down into just pure darkness beneath you. A stone balcony winds around the walls to connect the 4 archways around the room. So basically you can see there are 4 entrances and exits to this room. Other balcony levels are visible below. It looks like it continues down. And there are stairs which descend down to the lower levels, it looks like.
Yeah, I'm done.
I reckon we turn around and go see what's behind the door then. It might be locked.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, we'll go back. See the door.
Is it a circular room or a rectangle room?
Rectangle.
Fuck.
Ha!
The
Who
stairs
makes
in the middle
rooms
the
out
room.
of circles?
Yeah. Pretty
Colosseums.
pretty close so far.
What'd you do?
I did
Got
try
the
and
stairs
so
right as well.
I did try and find like online versions of these maps. I found
Like a
some of
3D
them.
map?
No, just like this what I'm looking at, but online. I did find some, not this one, unfortunately. And basically, like once you guys have explored enough, I might show you just so you get an idea.
Yeah, like last time when we
Yeah.
checked out the castle.
Cool. So as you make your way back past where you came from, you come to like the metal gridwork in the floor. Basically, it's like this circular hole through the floor. The bars are close enough together that it looks like none of you would necessarily fall through there. But you can see beneath is an incredibly murky, almost creek or some sort of flowing water running past. Just in front of that, though, is a door. or just past it, I should say.
What's this in? Is this a room or is this just?
This is back the opposite way. Ogremuck's just like leading the party.
Is it just in a hallway?
Yeah. So basically, where you've got drawn there, there's a doorway,
Like here.
and then just before it, there's like a circular pit with bars over it.
Oh, that's where the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live.
You almost fucked that up.
I think you mean the Teenage Mutant Hero or whatever. What is it?
Teenage Mutant
Okay, I'm gonna-
Turtles.
Just going to retcon that. There's not a door there. There is a large window.
Window, door, what's the difference?
Looks like it's made out of crystal though. It's not glass panes. It looks like it's some kind of crystal that you can see through enough, but only vaguely. So this window is about 6 foot wide, 10 foot high, and through it you can see a dark chamber.
Should we knock on the window?
Square?
Smash.
What?
Is it a square?
Yeah,
What
it's
is what square?
The chamber.
The chamber.
Yeah, it does look square. Yeah.
Hey, now, should we knock on the window or not?
Should we smash the window or not?
Hey, no, that's rude. You can't just go around breaking windows.
Surely it hasn't been open for ages.
Hey, what if someone just broke your window?
Is crystal that hard to break?
So, looking through,
Depends.
you can see what appears to be almost a tomb. In the center of the room, raised on a circular platform, is a large stone sarcophagus.
That's right.
On the wall behind it, 2 large sculptures of bears grip a 5-foot diameter bronze disc embossed with a dozen glaring eyes. That's all you can see looking through the window.
I'm trying to smash the window.
Yeah?
I said I want to. That's it.
Touch it. See if you just walk
Yeah,
through.
just put your hand through the window, you never know. Might work.
I touch it with the head on my axe.
Yep.
Very hardly.
Yeah? Do you want to like try and hit it? Make me a damage roll.
Oh, damage roll.
Oh, I rolled 20.
Could have.
Hey, I had to roll for a boat. The windows.
That was a shot. You could fuck that up.
14.
This is point blank with an axe.
Hey, I could fuck that up in real life.
Yeah, you hit it. It cracks, and then
God.
just it all just shatters into like tiny pieces.
Yeah, we can see what's in the room, please.
That was a bad idea. That was a bad idea. If it
Well,
broke,
I'm
if it
gonna-
broke that easily, that was a bad
I'm like
idea.
drawing it and making a legend and shit. So now I'm just gonna erase it because there's no fucking window there.
No, because now
anymore.
there's shards of crystal on the ground.
Alright, I'll draw cracks in it then.
That's an interesting window.
Well, it's crystals. I drew a crystal.
What if it just aged? And now
Treating
it's,
you like drafting.
it used to be strong and now it's just aged, and with it, that's what it broke.
Come again?
It used to be strong and then it's just aged and sort of
No.
But what if it was
It's
weak
literal.
because it's a trap?
Your reflection was in it and it broke.
Is crystal that hard to break?
Probably harder than regular glass, I'd
Crystal
assume.
window there. So, the window.
That's what I'm saying. Is
Yeah.
crystal that hard to break?
No,
Yeah, probably.
probably not.
Have you hit one with a hammer?
I've hit one with
Never
a knife.
smacked the diamond with a hammer, but I assume it'd be a little bit hard.
Nah.
It'd be harder than a regular window.
Not convinced.
I know a prostitute with crystal, she's pretty hard.
You hit it with a hammer?
Wow. All right.
Woo.
What do you want to do?
Let's go inside.
Okay, so as you step in, you notice a bit more around the room. There appears to be 6 desiccated corpses slumped on thrones in in niches along the walls. Each corpse is wearing a black mask made of paper mache and feathers.
Ew.
Why don't one of you do the fucking map and one of you take notes? Okay. Stop doing that.
They're like comparing. They're trying to, because they're both drawing it, so that at the end they can see who's closer. That's what's happening.
Yeah, so somebody else take notes.
Yeah, what are you two doing?
It's not you.
Alright, I'll write a note.
Guiding the party.
Oh, fuck, I don't have space on that page.
Since are just all
I don't have
followers.
space on that page because I did some maths to work out if we could fit the fucking thing through the
Mine's
door
a
or not.
lot smaller.
Oh, I
than
was
yours.
thinking.
Mine's gonna take. Well, I'm gonna lose.
Yeah.
Alright, here's
I
my
don't know.
It
notes.
doesn't go down too far.
6 corpses.
Tomb.
You know what's really loud?
6 corpse.
Can you not?
None.
Can you tie 2 pieces of string together? Can you fucking not?
I need a better pencil. It's not shit.
So the bloke at work the other day, he gave me exactly the same reaction.
Nah, the other one is I ate 2 pieces of string the other day, and when I passed them, they were tied together. I shit you not.
Okay, cool.
I kind of want to start again, but
No,
go
too
for
late.
a better scale and start from the middle.
Yeah, like you've both started real low down.
Yeah.
Can't
What's the
fuck
entrance?
Well, we entered.
Yeah, but
from that way.
the one room had the 3 like 4 entrances. So
Yeah,
one's
we
gonna
didn't
lead.
know that when we
Okay,
entered,
so
did we?
that's essentially the room that you're in. So the squares with crosses.
Yes.
The squares with crosses are like the
How
thrones
did you
with
draw yours?
the corpses in them.
With the bears at the back.
The circles with the crosses are
Is
the
that not
bears
what it
holding
is?
the large thing.
No, mine's different.
Now let's hit the large thing. To
Ah, you do 3 dead people on each side. Right.
Team 1, lucky 0.
Cool. So what do we?
competition.
I'm not on 0.
Let's
Yeah,
try
you got
and
the
open
room
the
as a
sarcophagus.
square. And
I got that.
Oh, okay, 1. What are they? Are they bears?
Oh.
Did you say they're bears with 12 eyes?
No, the copper plate has 12 eyes.
Bears with 12
Dude,
eyes.
that sounds scary as fuck.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Bears.
Yeah, I walk up to the sarcophagus and
I mean, don't take this the wrong way, but has anybody seen my monster manual?
Monster Mash.
Monster mash.
No.
Yep, I got it. It's alright.
You get attacked by!
Whose players? Oh, it's my player.
Oh, that's what you meant by don't take this the wrong way.
Yeah, no, I'm just looking up.
Yeah. What else do you think you meant by it?
I don't know, I thought it was some kind of innuendo that I wasn't understanding.
Has anybody seen my penis? I call it the monster manual
Because it scares bitches.
because it scares D&D players. What? Doesn't make any sense. What's everyone doing?
What?
I walk up to the sarcophagus.
But that had the map
Yep.
on it.
Just looking around the room.
Just
Oh.
investigate.
Sure. Make me a investigation.
You're a fucking idiot.
5.
Oh, there's the picture.
What'd you get?
5.
Yeah, it's a sarcophagus.
Can I open it?
Wait, Johnny, do you wanna-
You try, it does not work.
I'm staying the fuck out of the room.
You try as hard as you can, and it just doesn't budge.
Cool. That's where the soulmonger is.
The what?
The soulmonger.
If you're so certain, break it
I
open.
thought you said salamander, and I'm like, fuck.
There's the shiny cylinder in it. Oh, let's go.
Oh, yeah, you get my snap.
Yeah. you got it.
Yeah. Live 100? Johnny?
If you're trained.
What?
If you're trained.
Speed and special attack.
You spit it.
Okay. What's everyone doing?
Well, I guess this is
Telling one of
Having a
Loki's
competition.
correct maps.
this is the boss room,
One off.
guys.
Prove it.
Well, look at it.
If you think so, then kill the dead people so that they can't kill us. When they're undead.
Where is everybody right now?
I'm in the room.
I'm near the entrance.
Yeah, I'm like near the doorway, but I'm
Okay.
not in there.
Fuck that. Garth, make me a perception.
No, that's my new problem. There it is.
Actually, I'm dumb. Am I in there?
17.
Sure. You like the large bronze disc that the bear statues are holding. It almost seems like something's moving on it.
Move on it.
Yep.
Eyes are blinking.
I'm gonna go have a look at it.
Okay. So you go over and have a look, and you can see that very intricately carved into this disc is eyes.
Like human eyes.
Yeah, some of them are like
Cover the
open.
eyes.
Like some of them are open, some of them are closed, like eyelids down. And you're like getting up, having a look, and suddenly, like 4 of these eyes, they like move and look at you. And with that, everyone needs to roll initiative.
You fuckwit.
Nat 20. Nat 20.
Nat 1.
That's 7.
The fuck?
Fuck yes. I'm so
Even
sad.
before Tim gets in
Still
that
got a
one.
crit die.
That was going to roll into an 18 if it wasn't for
No,
that
it
pen.
wasn't. That had way more speed.
21.
Oh,
Same.
Sorry,
two.
1 second.
I was rolling 19 for my second one. And an 18. And
You only need to roll once. Why are you like this?
because my parents don't like.
Oh, the dead bodies are about to become alive.
That's why I told him to stab them, but it was too late.
That means they're undead.
It does.
Okay,
Means I'm stronger
initiatives,
against
please.
them.
They're dead, but
Thanks.
they're alive.
7.
Of course.
21. 21 for...
Yeah, I got 21 as well.
I got 2.
Wow.
Equals the point of like, your
So, what was that?
55, my IQ, 21. I can teach you how to count.
Okay.
The way to 55.
So,
Who goes first, me or you?
Ogarmark and
13.
Zenith,
13. You can go.
you are the first to
No,
notice.
Rock off.
Oh, yeah, the rules actually state that the players can decide
No.
between them. So
Yeah.
you can go. Yeah.
You are the
That's because
first
you
to
can't-
If it's a tie
notice
between players.
as the black mask wearing desiccated corpses, even corpses around the room begin to rise. Clankily, they stand up.
Called it.
There's maps and stuff on there that would have to be cleaned. No, there's not.
That actually could
Wow, that's actually
slightly-
pretty close.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Bam.
Fuck these doors off.
Mine, so.
Oh, it's
I
a
like
large
your-
stone.
I could see
I
him
like your
struggling.
hat.
No, I was like trying to like get my hands around all of them.
I'm trying to do it without making a whole heap of noise in this microphone. It's really just not working. Okay,
That's close enough.
that's vaguely similar to the map that you guys are on.
Can't wait till we have to move shit.
Fuck them right off, Ellie.
We don't have those anymore, so
It's
it's fine.
story redundant now. Oh, I didn't know we could.
No, they're not. Johnny did not say that they are.
Dankeschön. Okay, place your minis on the map.
Put me near the entrance.
And you're going to be fighting 6 blue space marines.
Shit.
Fuck yeah.
That's not fair.
This one's got a heavy bolter. This one's got a plasma
You
gun.
were not that far away.
Yeah, you were in the fucking room.
Nah.
Yeah.
You were at the
You
bears.
were fucking there. He
There
was
you go.
wherever he
I
wants to
won.
be. I was here, you were here,
More well up.
more or less. He was. Where was Daxter?
Sure. Probably like halfway through the room there somewhere looking at the
There.
sarcophagus, I
I'm
guess.
sure you're standing on the tomb if you're there.
Oh, is he actually going to do this?
There.
No.
Okay.
They were.
Oh,
no.
But.
No.
Not quite.
They were in the cutouts, Jordan.
Yeah, so they're on the wall.
You're a cutout.
Ogarmark, what would you like to do?
Now draw the little tomb in the middle as well so that we don't.
So them two. Who got 13?
Mine was so much more square.
Who got 13?
Well, that one was alright.
Did you get
Who got 13? No, I got 7.
I think it was Dex.
Dax. Yeah.
And then there was like that.
For fuck's sakes.
Hope any of our fans don't have epilepsy because you're shaking the fuck out of the camera.
And then just ignore the black dots on the map. They mean nothing.
That's where they're going to die.
Just like my life.
So Dexter.
Too deep.
Fair.
Fair call. You could probably get rid of that photo now because it's kind of fucking creepy.
It's,
No, it's great.
It's setting the tone.
it's
pretty-
only you guys can see.
BattleBots.
Battlebards.com. Outdoors, you're not going to need that playlist for a while.
That's not true. We could go later. Let's just turn around. Give up.
What if the door locked behind us?
Let's just go live a farmer's life.
Like Thanos.
Did the dog squatters?
Do what you want because the pirate is free.
You didn't really say.
You
So therefore, the door's open.
Jar har
No, the door is both open and closed actually.
Do what you
It's Schrodinger's door.
Damn it, I was about to say that.
You are
Shut up, Tim. I can't hear. Okay, that's fine. Sorry.
Do what you want because the
No,
pirate.
that doesn't mean keep going. Okay.
Despite all my rage.
I'm still just an ant in a cage.
I love that that's become a meme. Amazing.
a damn good
Can
meme.
you make like a little chat icon for it?
Anthony.
Well, I tell you what, Tim. If you get me a bunch more subs, I can have more emotes. More.
Well, if you have one more sub, can you have one more remote?
I don't know. I don't know what the threshold is.
I subbed, so there's one good start.
Yeah. Pity.
Not a very good start.
The thing is, other
It's a
people's
start.
subs run out. So.
And they don't resub when you don't actually stream.
Yeah, when you haven't streamed in like 3 weeks. Okay, let's continue.
So I got a rage.
Yeah, do it.
What's your like bonus for undeads?
There's holy,
Oh,
holy schmoly, mighty tidy.
Divine Smart,
Oh,
I
yeah.
get an additional D8.
Hey, got a quiz question for
You
you.
want them to have disadvantage attacking you?
What?
What is the past tense of
What were
smite?
you going to use?
Protection,
Sniffing.
evil and good.
Okay.
Cool.
Because I thought it was smoke.
Let's go. Let's both have
21.
it, and then push in.
Did?
Yes.
You looked at me when you said like, what the fuck's
That's if
the
Yeah.
they are
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
Spear touch. I'm sure they are. They were dead people.
smoke? Or smited.
Could be something different.
I just realised I only wrote down 4 of these guys in the initiative.
They
There's
could
actually
be
6 of them.
fiends.
Oh, that's cool. There's only 4 of them. 12?
Savage attacks.
1.
2.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bolter Boy is going to be 2. Sorry, I'm just
Yeah.
doing this stuff. Can you? What's this guy got? Heavy? Is that a?
Heavy ball.
I don't think that
I
is
don't know
heavy
this
bolter.
I
game.
don't know, I was just making shit up.
11?
I haven't played this game
No.
before. It's like a chain gun.
Aye, okay, that's fine.
And
Would you
24.
roll it
I'm
on
not
you?
going to use it as
There's
a
one with
concentration
the-
Yeah,
base.
that's a bolter.
Bayonet?
He's got a
Yeah,
sniper,
There's an Axeman.
Captain.
There's one with a big fuck off clip in his gun.
Yeah, that's a fucking rocket launcher.
And this guy with a hole in his dick.
Rocket launcher and.
What the
I actually managed to pick
Poor
six
guy.
Space Marines with all different weapons, so I can keep track of which one's which.
You
It's
didn't
amazing.
do that on purpose.
Yeah, there's
No, no, that's what I
rocket
mean.
launcher and dick hole.
Dick hole.
Okay,
28.
Dick hole does a million
28
damage.
is a hit. Yep,
Total damage.
total damage on that guy. Cool.
Out of his 280. Congratulations, you won
Do
that.
you want to just smack?
Well, hopefully they're all linked and we'd have to only do a maximum amount of damage and then they'll die.
Like the 4 kings.
Yeah. Except it's the 6 dickheads.
Yeah, it's just like the 4 kings. More of them keep coming the longer it goes on.
Fuck you, Scott.
Cool. Xanath.
Yeah. It's a me.
Morning cannons hard around us.
So it'd take
Oh,
too
that's
long.
what I should check too.
You know, it takes like time to cast it, you know.
Do it quicker.
It still takes a minute to do it quick.
It's only 10 turns.
The fight will be over.
I think you're rushing a bit ahead here.
What? We can die in 10 turns.
That's not the aim.
9.
No, that's all it does. Okay.
Or what does it?
We'll move to
You're
there. I'm going to Bardic Inspiration you. I'm going to try to attack him with my longsword.
Wait, you're actually attacking someone with a sword.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, here we go.
I don't have spells for these dudes.
I thought you had a rapier. I was using
I have-
rapier.
I have
stats
both.
last week. Oh, okay.
They're basically the same shit anyway.
We actually hit stuff with your
That
character.
is- That's an 11.
To hit?
Yep.
Another no.
There we go,
I'm
my
gonna
point taken.
attempt to hit him again.
Okay.
That's...
Worse.
No, that was better. It was a 14.
Yeah, that's enough.
Dude.
Sorry, I
Cool.
just went to
It's
the
a 14
No,
to hit.
never mind. You're right. Sorry.
That
Yeah, first
is
swing clinks off his.
6
sword.
damage. Oh
6.
boy.
Guess it's better than 0
6 is
damage.
better than none. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Who are you hitting? No
Actually,
weapon.
I forgot to add rage damage, so that's another 4 damage.
Okay.
I always forget about rage damage.
Come on, Scott. Know your character.
So 32 total on that guy.
Fuck off, Tom.
Right, start.
You do 32 damage. I do 6.
This random pterodon just flies through the room.
Now the question is, do we all swamp?
Okay, it says, cool, motherfucker.
So,
I have a rat.
this one over here behind Dexter comes
Start
forward
shooting.
Which
and
one?
attempts to. Yep, that one. attempts to stab Dexter in the back.
Do you know what I rolled on my dice here?
Actually, no, he's
A
not.
9
He's going
and then
to.
11. The same.
Which equals to 20.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a hit. Ooh.
And
Boy,
then
is
plus
that a hit.
4 times 2 is 8.
Alright, what
and
spells
then
can I actually use on them?
Strength.
Maybe.
Nice.
And The plus range damage.
That's right. I rolled a 6.
Maybe.
And then a
That's a
16.
plus.
And then a 7.
Maybe.
And then a 17. Oh,
You ruined it.
I did.
Maybe.
Okay.
I can use that one.
I need to set Dexter's health because I forgot to do it before. Yep. So you see this this like undead come up and like touch on the back of Daxter, and this black energy sort of flows from Daxter into the creature.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
He's an NPC, it's right.
It's fine, I take half damage from necrotic.
That's him. The next one.
But he's still alive?
Yeah.
Good.
No, he's just got one hit.
Actually, let me just set his health real quick before I forget about it.
0.
Despite all my aids.
No,
Still just a cage in an air.
What?
Sorry?
The ants are rebelled and eaten the cage.
What did you take? So
The ants have rebelled and eaten the cage.
Oh no. My rat did that.
Okay, bam. Cool. Second one is going to come up and go for Garth.
Did you fucking buy Master Splinter or some shit?
Which one?
It ate a metal
The
bar
axe
from
one?
our
The
cage.
Bolter one, another one, next one along. No,
That one.
no.
That one.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
fuck.
did it.
The next one along.
Well, you said next one along.
He
So.
goes to touch you, and you manage to like jump out of the way.
From behind my back.
Tim's had experiences of old men trying to touch you.
The next one, the sniper, is going to do the same thing.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with this fight.
You're fucked by your own roll.
It's going to get you, and I want you to make a Constitution save throw.
Fuck.
Uh-oh, spaghetti.
Can we start rolling low again, guys?
It don't do fucking shit!
Yeah, bam. You're going to take 7 points of necrotic damage.
See ya.
See you, boys. Nice knowing ya.
The next one,
Do I get a third ranger?
the next one
This
is
is
going to
where
go
our
for
adventure
Ogama.
If you guys
Yep.
play this small, you might make through.
Same thing. He's going to hit.
I'm gonna go.
Constitution save throw.
My God.
23.
So you're going to take 4 points of necrotic.
Oh, what?
And then it is Dexter's go.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Load 'em
Why
up
did
next
I
time.
roll so
Wait, so
low?
like 4 turns in a row.
Yeah, Yoshi,
How much damage did you do?
that aura of protection is for any save.
32.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they,
In 2 hits.
With
they actually got a +2 onto that.
Only within 10
no,
feet.
aren't
10
they?
foot.
It's pretty small.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah. Fair.
Plus coming in.
That's
Actually,
small.
Dexter 5'10". Dexter
Please
probably
touch me more.
would
I have
but
felt the
he
embrace
passed it on.
of ages.
Okay, let me make sure I've
Of a
got
paladin
my
for ages.
Oh,
points
at
back as
18th
well.
level, it increases
Just
to
give
30
him
feet.
+4 to his next one, Johnny.
18, though.
Oh, he passed anyway, so it was fine.
I think this is gonna be bad if we fail.
It's gonna do, like, negative con damage, probably.
Sorry, I forgot to add these
What does that
to my thing.
Your constitution goes down.
No, it'll do
No, temporary.
it'll do permanent damage to you.
Really?
There's a spell that does that.
Where is it? Found it. Sorry.
Permanent.
No,
Like you can only heal with.
Like, it takes off your max hit points.
Yeah.
Okay, which one are you fighting? That one.
Fuck. I don't wanna be the
Dexter's
first person
going
to fight it.
to let out 3 orange beams of light. One of them is going to go toward. Actually, no, he wouldn't do that. That I just realised I was metagaming.
No,
He's gonna turn around, and blast this guy with 3 beams of orange light.
The quick 180.
Oh, it's Ripka.
No skill.
Cool, Rick.
Which is Vot.
Yeah. You wanna put it back in?
Oh my god.
I love how our paladin's been the tank and all.
Yeah.
Can't do much from
And the
our
ranger
too.
is...
No, it's fine. It's basically like you miss around and then you're at the top of initiative. It's
Does an enemy have to face you to get an attack opportunity?
No.
So if you run behind something, it gets on.
That's a
It's kind of ridiculous. But
good question. It says their aggro range, so like.
Just take a helmet everywhere. Anybody even need like moves near you, just bang.
these 3 orange beams into this guy.
Which one?
The one in next to Dexter.
Oh, really? He's got one on him.
I wonder who's going to shoot for it to be metagaming.
The one.
Metagaming, Johnny's metagaming.
Number 5, which is the one you're fighting, is going to try and grab you. That's going to be a hit. Another con save, Liz.
13.
Okay. Now,
He's the first
Oh,
to find
no.
out.
I rolled a 7 as well.
hang on. No. I'm not sure. And a 13.
Is it? So is it 7?
Oh. Okay. You're going to take 12 points of necrotic.
Jeez.
And is that
Fuck.
it?
No, I'm going to be the first one to find out.
On attack, you are
That's just
up.
double damage, I think.
Yes.
Oh well, not
Let's
damage.
hope.
Alright, I'll put attack on this one.
Okay.
No, you should have come to me.
No, fuck you.
Fuck off, that too!
That's a hit.
Yep, cool. What do I hit with?
Hello,
A weapon.
my old friend.
A lot.
1d6.
Is anybody... Is the door actually shut on us?
There's no door
It is.
on the room that you're in.
Glass pane.
I
Yeah,
use
the crystal window. That you
level
came
1 divine smite.
Yep.
They undead.
through. Yes.
Cool.
Mega damage!
2 more.
Hey!
6. Wait, no.
You grabbed the wrong dice, you meant to grab the D100.
No, you're right. It's D8. Did actually grab the wrong dice. Thanks.
Why'd you give me that back? Fucking not even mine.
Got enough?
That's fucked. Do you want anything else,
No, I
mate?
don't need that one. Oh, give me. Wait, yes, I do.
Give me mine back.
Because it's the extra D8 against
Okay.
undead.
You both roll 8d1.
He's fucking rolled up.
I say a 1.
12,
Quick math, quick math.
14,
Is that part of it? That 3?
15,
Yeah.
18. So you've rolled 18 there.
Plus another 8. And then
Plus
two.
that.
Is 26, and then another what?
And then another 2 on that.
28.
Bearing in mind how much of that was fire.
What are you,
just
what are
in
you
case.
using?
My
Flame.
fire axe.
Yeah, you just fucking like come down and and this guy's like head just ignites in flame and falls dead.
So I only moved, what, 5
Yeah,
feet?
like-
Yeah,
maybe?
5, yeah, so
5.
you can move.
Help the brother out!
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Thanks, Lockie.
I ran down the room.
Alright, I use my second attack.
Yeah.
Write down that I used at 1 first of all.
Can you heal incredible?
Depends on if it's.
We don't know yet.
Oh, just in general.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think normal damage look like it needs to be that like the special spell that does the.
What's that?
I'm.
I was listening.
Just if you can casually heal necrotic damage.
Yeah.
Do I cast it again?
Go for it.
Nah.
No?
No.
No,
Yeah, save
save
for
it,
brother.
save it.
Yeah.
We could just go back to the base.
I reckon.
Just
I
keep
don't know if we
edging
can.
it out.
Yeah. As if you fucking wouldn't.
Little do you know this is Dark Souls. You go back and rest and everything respawns.
As long as we get what we want from this room, doesn't matter.
We keep getting experience then. Infinite experience.
Let's just come back at level 20.
Infinite souls.
11.
11 damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what happens when you don't use Divine Smite to help brother out.
If it's
Through
safe.
that.
Do you have more to do, or is that you?
That's me.
Okay, Garth.
Hey, wait a minute, you got fucking 2 on initiative.
Yeah.
Oh, did I get you guys around the wrong way? I beat.
Not that it matters,
But
really.
it doesn't matter because you're one after the other. But yeah, technically, okay, so he should be going before you then.
Claus is like...
Sure.
No, don't let him. Don't let him.
I'm shooting with me bow.
Well, I mean, he'll just shoot the one you've been fighting otherwise.
No.
Would you
Nah,
get,
I'm fine.
do you get disadvantage for close range?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Why?
Do
Because I do shit tons more
No,
damage with
didn't
my
you-
bow than my jump.
No,
Yeah.
he's got the long range. He doesn't get it.
Didn't you like get a perk though?
I'm 90% sure all of that.
Yeah, I feel like you did.
I thought you got one that took away.
I feel like you got a
That
feat that takes
disadvantage.
away your disadvantage.
Where them feet's at?
I know his feet
Look
ignores
down.
cover.
Look down. Tim, look down.
No.
Amazing.
Page 164.
I can have a quick look at your character here.
What was the feet called?
Or do you not have the
Sharpshooter.
feats on here? No, sharpshooters for long range. I thought you had something else for short range.
I believe I do. This is
Well.
crossbow expert.
Yep. No, if you don't believe you did, then you don't.
Attacking long range doesn't disadvantage. Your weapon ignores half cover. Before I take attack, does extra damage if you want. So, no,
Yeah.
and...
Yeah. So you still get it at short range disadvantage.
Well, I'm going to shoot the one behind me.
Mm-hmm.
That element attack attack.
Yep.
13.
No, not enough.
Rolled a 5. I'll have another shot.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. 16.
Is enough.
I rolled 2 8s on a disadvantage.
This music isn't playing and it's driving me insane.
I forgot to say arrow.
Error.
11. 14 points damage.
14 points of damage
So
on
the damage
Bolter. Bolter boy. How much though?
What did I say?
I don't know.
14.
1,000.
Yep.
Million.
Okay.
See, not dead.
So last
I'm gonna whimper.
is the other undead, and it is going to attempt to hit Zenith.
Yeah.
That's what's your AC?
18.
Ooh, what? Oh, it is a
He's
hit.
got a shield.
I need a
I want a
Constitution
shield, though.
save throw.
20!
So you take
Ollie!
6 points of damage.
Is that halved already?
Okay,
half
no,
damage?
yeah.
Okay, cool.
3
Necrotic.
points of necrotic.
So it extra water.
Oh, did I say I take 0?
And
Necrotic.
Simmer.
Oh fuck! I probably would have got like whatever you get for flanking.
Oh well, who cares?
You hit him anyway, didn't you?
It's only attack
Yeah,
roll.
Oh yeah, it's only.
Yeah, it's only advantage on the attack.
Oh, I get advantage for being flanked.
Did you mean like that makes a lot?
Ogre
You tried.
Worth a shot. I'm gonna take that as a miss.
13.
No, not
'Cause
enough.
that's what I got just
Because the AC is 14. If they're all the same.
fucking barbarians.
Well, I rolled a 15 and plus an 8. 23.
To hit.
That's quick math right there, Scott.
Yeah.
Jeff.
Savage attacks.
Oh, for fuck's You are so fucking useless sometimes.
I'm so happy I got that.
It's so bullshit. It's just like, fuck it, rolled shit, just re-roll again. Oh, would you look at that?
It's not a 1 anymore.
Yeah.
So
What do you
first he has lucky, and then he just re-rolls his damage.
Yeah.
First, he doesn't have both.
Oh,
12.
drop him mental.
What's the damage?
Points of damage.
Scott's
yep.
next character, a halfling barbarian. Still flat.
Bam. No, never mind. Stop. You killed him.
Call him Mighty Mouse.
Do you want to... Yep, that one. Yep.
Oh no, he did it.
I believe the correct term is
21 to hit.
One of these rights crumples into cape and mask.
And 8 points of damage.
What'd you roll? 4.
Oh! 10.
Rage damage.
I've got right.
Yeah.
In
Yep.
for the other one.
10 points. Cool. Zenith.
Cool.
I need to just
I'm gonna...
in red writing.
Not on your forehead.
Bardic Inspiration on him first,
Oh, I forgot I have that.
and then I'll attack.
On
That
who?
is a 12.
To hit.
Yes.
Not enough.
Oh, this one's arm class of 12.
That
What a
is
surprise.
a 16 to hit.
Yep, that's it.
Cool.
You'll look at it like, oh yeah, Rage 2's coming out soon.
It's like
That
You're very
is
rage
4
damage.
damage.
Detail and sun off before
Oh,
printing
no.
crush sheets.
No, I haven't done that in like.
Yeah,
a
I'm doing
year.
real good at this fight, guys.
Is that you?
How much damage?
I did 4 that round.
You're getting there.
I like how we're literally fighting all the other ones and he's taking on one.
Yeah.
I mean, he's chipping away. Is that you all done?
Chipping.
Okay.
I can't do anything against
It
this
is
sort of
going
undead
to try and hit Garth with its sword.
Which I'm going to dodge.
Yep.
I'm probably,
Missing that one, it brings it back up for another
probably
hit,
good at fighting people.
which you also managed to dodge.
Into.
The next one is going to try and hit you.
Oh,
What's your AC?
14.
Is going to hit.
Fuck.
Just let me make sure.
The other two rolls must be
Yeah,
pretty
the
shit for
bonus.
him.
Oh,
not
did I
to
say
ask for
14? I
the
meant
AC.
28.
You get a bonus on saving roll.
Okay, so one of these hits.
Yes. With its sword.
That's dirty hand.
Dirty hand. Oh, god damn it. Now I got AIDS.
Ooh,
Oh.
dealing 10 points of damage.
No, I didn't.
That's him. This one's going to try and hit
Did he not
Ogre.
have to make a necrotic save?
No, they're
Attack me with
they're
a
not
sword.
touching. They're slashing.
No.
Ogre Mike, what's your AC?
14.
So one of these will hit. First one you manage to deflect. The second one dealing 9 points of damage. Daxter's up. He is going
Dexter.
to
Help a brother
I
out.
don't think he really wants to spend another point just yet.
It's all about cantrips.
Oh, I'm looking at Garth's
Yeah.
character sheet and I'm like, what the fuck happened to my spells?
Has he got 2 attacks now? Because level 6.
Not with spells. What do you mean, just with?
I mean, you can do 2 spells if one's a cantrip.
Ah, right. Oh, there you go. I
Apart
wasn't
from
even
that.
aware of that.
Dexter. Worst sorcerer ever.
What? Leave him alone.
He has,
Leave Dexter alone.
he has the dumbs.
Okay, well in that case,
You're going crazy.
when you reach level 5, okay, bam.
Pretty sure at least I'll...
He is going to throw a couple of bolts of fire across at the one near Xanath.
Yeah, trip is a
Yeah, I've done this since like high school.
When you
Jeez,
don't
my
do it
cantrip
properly, you look
nearly
like a
did more damage
muppet.
than my
Like,
spell.
what'd you say?
My cantrip nearly did more damage than my spell did last turn.
Look at my-
Are you guys right? Hello?
Does it look like it's bending?
Are you in primary school? Jeez. Okay, bam. So he does that.
Start a Mexican wave of pens.
And then he's going to slide across the sarcophagus like a
Into those DMs.
90s action movie.
No, he needs to make an acrobatics.
Crack and yeah, well, an easy acrobatics, which he nails. And yeah, he's just going to crack that guy across the face. Right.
Which guy? That guy?
Does it actually work with those markers?
Yeah.
Not as well.
Why is there no fucking damage on this thing?
Yeah, it doesn't work as well with them.
Does anyone have a quarterstaff equipped?
No.
I've
D8.
got a pair.
Sorry,
Is it
what?
D8?
I'm pretty sure it's a day out.
Actually,
So
that
because
works,
he-
it works fine.
Because he has his magic one, it doesn't have any damage on it. So that's a
Guess he
hit.
doesn't deal damage with it.
Ooh.
For
Is
5.
Dexter going to take that, or is he going to break
5
something up
on
his
the
head?
bolter.
Okay.
Okay.
AKA a firebomb.
Yeah, bam. That's him.
Fireball.
I wish I had spells that weren't psychic based.
The one he's
Surely there's going to
dead.
be some, aren't there?
I want to. No, Garth. That's your
At 10th
go.
level, I
Come
can
on.
steal some wizard spells.
I am up. Cross class. I'm going to start. Oh, what the fuck? There's a party going on over here.
What? Oh,
Oh yeah.
Right.
I'm going to try and shoot again, but no, I'm not going to say arrow because they could end poorly.
Yep. Disadvantage. Yep.
Fuck yeah. I might as well do the second attack. Oh no, in case I kill it. Fuck. 9 points of damage.
Which one are you targeting?
The damage one.
The bolter. Sure.
You-
How much did you just do?
9.
Okay.
Is he not dead yet?
and you kick him in the
do
dick.
more damage.
Yeah.
20.
Did you roll like two
Yep.
ones?
How did
I
you
rolled it.
only do 9 damage?
I did rolled a 2 and a 4.
You didn't call arrow again.
Yeah,
you did it
because
on
if I got a
purpose.
thunder one,
Deliberately, yeah.
That's a good point.
12 points of damage.
Yeah, he's dead. These 2 arrows, thuk, thuk, and he just sort of collapses.
At point blank range.
Yeah, so these guys, when they die, they collapse and sort of Obi-Wan style, their bodies seem to disappear.
We are the new king.
Sweetie.
He's dead. Who? Eln attack.
3 down.
Attack the other one.
Elm attack the other one.
Stabby, 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 stabby. So you'll have advantage on this attack.
Cool.
Because we always forget our special.
Oh!
Good thing I have advantage.
His
Roll.
is engaged.
Oh, that 20!
Nice.
He went from a 3 to a net 20.
Nice.
You're just gonna cleave him in half, aren't you?
Yeah, but I don't think I'm going to use a spell.
You can't, can you? After you've already rolled.
Yeah,
I can.
his,
yeah.
his you can, yeah. It
'Cause that's
specifically,
okay.
yeah, specifically says you can call it after
Yeah.
you roll. Yeah.
Like in the book and everything.
I was reading through like a list of like the shittest D&D characters. Can you guess what's right down the bottom?
Ranger?
Beastmaster Ranger.
As in, it's really shit.
Yeah.
You can get some pretty cool beasts though.
But the reason it's shit is because it takes your
18
attack
damage?
if you want to use it.
18 damage.
Yeah, but you just get a beast that's better than you.
Not hard.
Well, I have
Fuck
advantage on
off.
this next hit because it's the one
Prairie dog.
Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't.
Because it's the one round.
Yeah, I hadn't thought
Oh,
about that.
sorry,
Yeah.
I forgot to double my damage.
Oh, was that 18 on the one?
Mm.
On like just the single attack? Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
sure, yep.
What do you mean double your damage?
Like a
Because it was their crit.
Oh fuck!
What's that taking to? 30.
But you don't double all the damage. You just double your rolls.
Yeah. So
Oh,
So it's slightly less.
what?
So
Just yeah, go on.
You normally
and
add
just say-
7 to it, don't you, or something stupid like that?
No, yeah.
Don't you have some stupid add that he has?
Yeah, +7.
Yeah, so take 7 off of double.
Yeah.
Yeah.
25.
29.
Do you roll 36? 18. I thought you rolled 32.
Quick math, mate.
Roll 32.
Do I get advantage or not?
You'll hit
yeah, sure.
Oh,
Why
he's just
not?
rolling
Oh,
for a
well,
crit.
yeah, that first one's 14.
I hadn't. Yeah, I hadn't
I
Don't
think I
mean.
got a 14.
accounted. Yeah, that's a hit. I hadn't accounted for the double attacks when we made that
Well, I mean-
flanking roll, but it makes sense.
To think of it, yeah, you're doing 2 attacks in like, what, 6 seconds? So it's
Yeah.
not like they have time to sort of
Yeah, yeah,
react.
yeah.
That's so
Nope.
shit. 12.
12 points.
Yeah.
Is no, not enough.
Ooh, he's pretty low on health, though, I assume.
I imagine if Johnny goes, ooh.
Here, let me shoot him.
Yeah, what's gonna fucking attack?
Sure, bam, that's him. This guy over here is gonna slash at Xanath.
Oh, leave me alone.
What's your AC? High, is it?
18.
Yeah, that's not a hit. That one is.
Leave me alone.
Cool. He's gonna slash, dealing. Oh my god. Why is it always you?
Who knows, man?
So that's going to be 22 points.
That's cool.
And that was from a slash, not from anything necrotic?
Yeah, that was just from his sword.
Oh, shit.
He critted.
Sucks for you. You doubled that
On the
all damage.
second
Yeah.
swing, the second swing
No, I did that in the
misses.
spot. Right.
He seems so
46
pleased
is
with
low.
himself that he did so much damage
Yeah.
that he gets distracted and misses his second swing.
How could he be pleased if he's undead and he has no emotion?
Did you just assume undead don't have any emotions?
Yes. And no gender
What is
there.
wrong with you? It's 2018. Ogamark.
Kill.
Kill.
You can't savage attack your attack roll, you dumbass.
Oh,
23. That's like the third 15 I've rolled.
It's all about them 15s.
Actually, I probably should roll damage.
Or you rolled a crap attack and then you're like, no,
No, I rolled 19.
still roll. I missed 19, 20 being
Eight.
great.
Who are you attacking, that guy?
Savage attacks.
Nah, rolled an 8.
Nah, come on, do it. You roll 12 next.
Don't do it.
What are you doing?
Just baiting you.
What's your damage?
14, 16.
16 points.
If you're an 11,
And
you
you want
want
another hit.
do, do, do.
11.
To hit?
Yeah.
Not
no,
enough.
hit.
Ah, yeah. 11 points.
Yeah.
Sure.
Should have used savage attacks.
Looking pretty wounded, but not dead.
Did you add rage?
Yes.
And the cage.
17 to hit. Savage attacks. 2. 12 points of damage.
12 points.
Yeah.
That's enough. Yeah, you slice through him.
How much hit points did he have left?
Who?
The last one that he needed for the last attack.
You don't know.
And
11.
And amount.
approximately
A few.
one out of his
Cool.
maximum
Who's
hit
left?
points.
These guys. So
And then I'll move.
the sniper guy is going to go.
Isn't it my turn?
He's going to. Did you go?
No, yeah.
Oh no, sorry, I skipped over you.
Cool.
Sorry.
I'm going to attempt to
Yeah.
attack. Hey, look, I miss. I'm going to attempt to attack again. Hey, look. A 1.
Fucking hell.
That
Wow.
was a 3 and then a 1.
Amazing. Cool. So
Is Dexter gonna go yet?
Dexter's like halfway through initiative.
Oh, where are we up to?
We
just started.
literally just started a new round. So the
Shut
sniper one is going to reach out and touch Xanath. Attempt to, at least. Did he touch you last time?
Nope.
You dodged it.
Xanath.
No. This guy.
Yeah,
did you
yeah.
get touched?
At all.
Yeah.
No,
Yes, but I passed the save.
no, you got slashed.
I got swiped at the
Yeah.
turn Jess got,
Yeah,
but the first turn I got touched and saved.
Yeah, and you saved. Okay, cool. Yeah, he's going to touch you, dealing 8 points of necrotic,
Mhm.
and you need to make a con save.
I passed.
With. Did you roll?
Yeah.
We need to roll again because I only just asked you for it.
And you get a +2.
Ooh, +2.
And a -2.
Why?
Oh,
That's
nice.
20.
I like the
too
idea
long
of
gone
like
fast.
Tim's just sitting there in between rounds, just going 9, 16, 10 until he gets a 20, and then he's like, "Well, I'll just stop rolling and I'll call that." When he asks me for something, I'll just say, "Yeah, I rolled a 20." No, I only roll for stuff once I ask you for it.
No, that's a good plan.
I get rid of all
Yeah,
the
cool. No, you
shit
take
stuff.
the eight points, but no other affliction.
Because I am boss.
That's him.
Wait, 8. So
That's
it's a
that
good thing I
guy.
had all my wheat beaks this morning.
He's dead
Did?
because they're all getting cleaned up.
What's a wheat bake?
He's dead.
It's a beak made out of
Cool.
wheat.
Dexter. Dexter's going to throw some fire at that guy. Shoom, shoom.
Mixtapes.
Dealing. Ugh. A whole. 5, 6, 7. Who is that? Sniper. Sniper. Oh, that's actually enough. Bam. These 2 bolts hit this guy. He burns up. His cloak burns with him. His like wooden
Which one?
black mask falls to the ground. The sniper.
Yes.
Leaving Alnatak.
Do I have enough?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
No, it's
Ooh,
quickly.
just. Yes. I will allow it.
I shall let it pass.
Taps on the door to touch you.
Attack this dude.
Here. Here.
On the dole, Tim.
16.
Yep.
Miss. Oh, he's got no damage anyway, so.
14.
14 points.
Yep.
Yep. Is enough.
Cool.
Oh, I want to kill it.
Bam. So, this last one, you slice through, it falls dead. Its wooden black mask falling to the ground. Chonk, chonk, chonk.
12 hours. 6.
And you are now stood in
12 hours.
the room with the sarcophagus. You notice the eyes on all of the discs are now all wide open, just watching you. As you move around the room, these like seemingly engraved eyes move and watch you as you walk around the room.
You know, beat you meat.
But yeah, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna try and open the sarcophagus.
Hey, Mr. Paladin,
Sure.
you want to lay your hands on me?
You try again. You put all your might into it. It doesn't seem to work.
I'm going to
Maybe.
cast
I'm
you
looking
wounds.
pretty beat.
on myself.
Yeah, I'm hurt.
Can beat.
Meat
Are you
and beat.
looking?
Look, on a scale of 1 to 46, I'd say I have about 21.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we should conserve, but I'll give you 5 in this small health potion.
Sure. What's a small health potion?
It's a potion that heals you,
Yeah,
but
but
only for a small.
What is the die?
It's a D4 plus 2, is that right?
2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2.
Somewhat.
Yeah, I thought a d4 sounds a bit
Cool.
small. Cool. What is wrong with you?
I just want to see how loud it was.
How loud was it?
What's everyone want to do?
Pretty loud. Can we all try and lift up the sarcophagus?
Yeah, if you want, sure. You all,
We're all friends.
you all gather your strength. You all get on various sides of it and
still in
give it a go.
range.
Nothing seems to happen.
Scott shits himself. He prolapses. His intestines are everywhere.
And I'll make you eat them.
Pack your asshole away.
Pack her up, boys. Something to
Yep.
I investigate the copper thing.
Sure. Yeah, you go over. There's like maybe 100 eyes on this thing, all just
Yeah.
watching you.
100.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Is that like a Yu-Gi-Oh monster?
This disc is like huge. It's probably like a couple of meters.
Poke
wide.
him in the eyes.
dozen at the start.
I thought you
That's
said
all that was open.
Oh.
But now,
Oh.
like all of them have opened, and they're all
Just
watching.
poke him in the eyes. One by one.
Can I do an arcana check on it?
Yeah, sure.
It's not magical. They're just living eyes.
11.
It's what's his name? Danzo of Naruto. Has got all the Sharingans in his.
You
body.
did an Arcana.
Nerd.
Yep.
Sure.
Thanks for ruining it.
You're never gonna watch it anyway.
Yeah, I will. Because I watched a lot.
Nah, don't.
Yeah, you
No,
pick
that was
up on
before the Great
a
War.
sense of divination
What you're
magic around it, and it almost seems to be linked to the thrones where these like undead were resting.
Okay, I'm gonna go investigate the throne then.
You wouldn't go sit on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's 1, 2 on each side. So I'll just check out one of them.
Maybe when you wear the mask, you can see through the other eyes. Don't know what 100 sets of eyes is going to do.
You are saying 50 times better.
What are you investigating, Garth?
The thrones.
Okay. Sure.
Garth, more like dickhead.
Was it investigation?
Mhm.
17.
Garth, more like bath.
Okay, just give me 1 second.
It's Tars. Fuck damn.
Grief.
Sure. So with your investigation and going around the thrones, you find that they're all pretty standard in terms of them being stone thrones. You do notice, however, 2 of them seem to be movable. One of them, so the one closest to you,
That one.
and the one adjacent to it, where Xanath is.
Can't wait till this is like snakes and ladders.
What?
You go back 5 tiles. Well, we've got the cube, so it's good.
Yeah. There's gonna be like slides and traps and shit. And
What's everyone else
ladders to
doing?
get lower.
I'm gonna push this then, if that says movable.
Yeah, sure. You like try and push it, doesn't move. You try and pull it, it pulls back towards you,
You should
revealing a corridor,
There.
which, like looking down, you can see it continues a fair way down. It comes to, like looking down, you can see it opens out into what seems to be a larger corridor. And yeah, it continues on the opposite side of the corridor down a bit further into darkness.
You should go and piss on the bear.
That'll piss the bear off.
Ha 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 ha.
Da, 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 da.
Scott's fake laugh was funnier than that joke.
Should we go open the other side?
You said
tunnel
genuinely
path?
cut by that.
Yeah. Deep. You hurt me with your words.
My heart, my soul.
My soul.
Should we go open the
My
other one?
non-existent soul.
What? What?
Should we open that one? Should we open that one? Sure.
Yes.
Sure, let's go open it.
Might be
Man.
treasure. Oh yeah, we missed a bag of holding and a magic weapon in the
I missed.
brass Nazis.
Again?
Oh, you missed another
We
bag
missed
of
But there was a
another bag
gelatinous
of
cube.
holding?
There was a gelatinous cube.
They don't know this.
Yes, we do.
We know this, but we don't know this.
We metagame know this.
Why did you throw me?
Then I tried to throw it to the X.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
cool.
open
You
that
move
one.
this one.
X marks the spot.
This one moves out of the way and reveals like a small hallway with stairs going down. Like looking down, you can see there's a small
This is not
body of
the
water seem to be flowing past at a medium rate.
Where'd you get paper?
And it's.
What's there?
Do you have any sort of like
Unit
anything
resource.
related to
Useful
like
skills?
You
No.
can draw
like
this one.
poison or anything
That
like
means I
that?
get an extra point.
Lucky does.
What was,
No,
what would that be? Nature?
Yeah, like even if you had a high nature, yeah, sure.
I mean, I've got
throw
0
your
nature.
paper.
So.
Oh, okay, fine.
I don't have any useful skills, man.
This actually
Hey, I'm pretty sure I have a poisonous kit that I picked up off
I
a
gotta
dead
give
guy.
myself a point.
yeah, no, that's okay.
That's not how the points work.
I would say, like, okay, so you'd probably notice once you move the throne out of the way, you're met with just a really, like, potent smell, almost. Yeah.
Fuck! Oh my god.
Jeez, did you hear that chair creak?
Didn't know Ogre Mac knew the spell earthquake.
Cool.
Cool.
What's everyone else doing?
You're cheating. He's starting from scratch again.
Whoa, that's cheating.
It is.
You're standing there, like, looking around, and you, like, turn around, and there is one of these, like, wooden masks just standing right next to you in your face.
No, it's Dexter. This is bullshit.
Because he's
Just punch him in the
And he's
nose.
just like, boom!
Punch him.
Do you get scared?
I
I
should
reckon,
spit
I
on
reckon you should roll to see if you get scared or not.
Oh, whatever.
Make a constitution, maybe?
3.
muscle.
Wait, do you get the +2?
3. Yeah, it gives you a spook.
Spock.
Yeah, punch him in the
So
face.
was there
I'm
like
scared.
moving water at the bottom of the other one?
Yeah, you can go down there if you want. Smells bad.
So that would be where the grate leads to as well.
He's like, the masks don't seem to do anything, by the way. Just to let you know.
You can't see the future from
Except
where in
hide
it.
your ugly face.
Ouch. Words hurt.
Good.
Words hurt, Garth.
Garth hates all.
What was through the other one?
I should make an arsehole.
Like a long hallway. Long,
should.
narrow hallway.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
Like a grump. My next character is going to be a grumpy old lady. That's a wallop. Just
Oh,
a
you mean like
bitch.
Alligator was?
Alligator was a lad. Don't you disrespect that name.
Alligator was someone that deserved to be spit on.
He's the only character to get inspirations.
It's actually true.
So, I don't even know what you were talking about. What do you want to do?
You trash talking Alligator is the only character to get inspiration at any point.
That
Should
tells you
we-
how shit Garth is.
Should we head on down what you found?
What's Ogre Mark done?
Kill.
What's Finnan done? Die.
The same as Ellie.
Get like
You got inspiration.
amassed more coin and worth than the other characters
Yeah.
combined, and not tell anybody.
Yeah. And be a scumbag.
Me too, bit.
Yeah.
Do we want to go check the other side that's leading into a larger?
Sure. Down into the other hallways.
Let's go.
It's me, Mario.
Copyright.
Wahi.
Woohoo.
Okay. So as you make your way down, who wants to show me what order you are moving? This is a
I'm
narrow hallway.
second or
You're only
third.
going to be able to fit through like single file.
I'm
so.
third.
Watch your feet and look out for traps.
I feel like you
I just
shouldn't.
stare at the
I
ground.
feel like you should not be first.
Like I said, I'm third.
Somebody with dark vision should be first.
Yeah, you should be first.
I'm a
You have
hardcore.
good
I've got
precision.
dark vision.
Precision.
I have good passive perception.
Perception of the passives.
Go first then.
This feels just like
Okay.
Darkest Dungeon.
Cool. So we got first, second,
Maybe. Or just
third,
Dark-
No, I have the
dungeons
second
feel like
tank
this.
at the back.
whatever.
You can be at the back
Why can't I be further back?
because we want another tank at the back.
No, you're second back. It's fine.
Because I
There
can
you
shoot
go.
stuff
That's our order.
from away, which is fun.
In before I'm
Why
dead.
not?
Cool. Okay. So
We
that's
should trace out the room.
Elnatak, Dexter, Xanath, Garth, Dexter. No, Ogre Mark.
That's twice.
Dexter.
I didn't know he cloned himself recently.
Oh, he cloned
Cool.
himself again with
Wild
his magic.
Oh no.
So, you make your way down this hallway. Elnatak. As you make your way down, you come to a larger hallway. The only thing that takes your notice in this room is a large rusted bronze statue of a warrior with a large tower shield sword raised above his head. I need you to make a strength check with disadvantage.
It's Ben.
Bet. So where is it? How far down is it? Where it gets a bit larger.
Yeah, it's about so it's probably about
Can I add inspiration to
30 feet down the hallway.
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, well,
6 or 8, yeah.
I believe it's 8. Yeah.
Fucking useless. 9.
9.
That's
What armor are you wearing?
Shane.
Okay. So,
Nothing.
It turns to bronze.
all of you heading down the hallway with Elnatak out in front. Do you have a shield or just your battle axe?
I got a shield.
Okay.
Just never uses it.
Yes, I do.
I'm going to roll some D100s and then we're going to proceed.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, what?
It's from damage.
Some D100s.
So,
I'm going to roll some as well. How about we all roll some D100s?
I'm going to write down my results here. So
I
that
got
I
a
can
52.
91.
cheat this.
Wait, you're all 62. Oh,
I thought you
I was going to say, I just rolled 62.
I rolled a 1.
You're fucking dead.
Uh,
I rolled 29 and 58.
I rolled a 1 on a D100.
Yeah. I rolled a lot. I rolled a lot of 3s and 6s when I was playing Call of Cthulhu, which is really good. I rolled half of the other number.
Fair effort.
53.
I rolled 1/53 of the other number. Or whatever it was.
Oh no, this is bad. Or everybody gets chainmail.
I rolled a 3.
okay, so I've written down some results, so I'm not cheating this in my mind.
I did it.
88. I got 88, 92.
I got 100.
Oh my god, what is that's 100, right?
0 0. 0 0
Okay.
There's no such thing as a 0.
That is a 1 in 100 chance of the best possible outcome.
It's 1 in 100 chance of every roll.
So, so what everybody sees is basically Elnatak walks into this larger hallway and is immediately
Dead.
pulled away from this corridor and tumbles across the room.
With dog.
So yeah.
Where the fuck am I going?
Have fun.
Hello, dog.
Enjoy your
I just
trip.
turn around.
Scott's like, see ya.
So you're going to take 2 points of damage as you fly across the room
yeah.
and slam into the shield of this statue.
Well, that was stupid.
As you make contact with it,
It's magnetic.
your shield basically hits and takes the brunt of the contact. As your shield clashes with his, it disintegrates into copper and falls to rust on the ground. And you lose your shield.
Give me your shield. Not even kidding.
But I need it.
No, you don't.
He's got a magnet shield metal disintegrator.
So what's your intelligence?
16.
With a 16 intelligence, you look at it and you think that is incredibly lucky that my chainmail and my battle axe and everything else I'm carrying did not touch the shield. Daxter steps in. He's not carrying anything made of metal.
Nothing at all.
What does every
Stop.
well nothing big enough to affect it.
Stop.
What does everyone else want to do?
Run.
Not walk in.
Well, I've got nothing big that's metal. Except
Holy
these guns.
fuck.
I'll throw a copper piece in.
It vroom across the room, narrowly missing his head, hits the shield, and collapses into rust.
Imagine if it went through his head.
Like a bullet.
Yeah, you just killed him.
I throw 100 gold.
Throw your ball there.
It's like a claymore going on.
You should.
Just shrapnel.
Is there anything else in the room? Like, does the corridor continue?
Does anyone still have ball bearings?
So,
I think I have some ball bearings actually.
yeah, I think you picked them up.
My right
Yeah, I've
hand.
got the ball bearing.
Do not. Do it. Do it.
Oh, it's okay. I'm behind him.
That appears to be all that's in the room.
Oh, fuck off out of the room then.
So basically, you have. I'll just draw you a quick little thing just to explain where you are.
Two Annihilation.
Do the book.
What if I lie down? Would it not pull me up enough? And I
We've
just
got your
slide
old
underneath
page
its legs?
if you want.
Stop drawing on my shit.
Hey, you're drawing your shit.
Oh, I'll grab an arrow out of Tim's quiver.
Fuck off. Don't touch me, quiver.
Throw it.
Yeah, it flies past, thunk, into the shield next to you, turns to, the head of it turns to rust and collapses. The shaft of the arrow
We're
chunk, chunk,
experimenting.
chunk, under the
And I'm
ground.
behind you, so you can't do it.
You have to be behind me in hit points as well.
Percentage or?
I'm so fucking lucky.
0.
Okay, so the arrow is like where you guys came in, and there's like another exit across from you, and a main exit like down the
what?
length of the room.
We came in from here.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. We both get deducted a point.
That's. We don't have to deduct a point.
No, we both
If
lose
there
a
was
point.
no points given out.
Nah, deduct them.
Cool.
So the room, it goes the other way.
What would you like to do?
Deduct a point off Lockie. Arrow.
Yeah. You pull an arrow.
Off.
My quiver. Frost arrow.
It glistens blue with mist falling off from around the head.
You should shoot it next to it and see if it just goes.
Nah, actually, I got another
See
idea.
how strong the magnetic
I'll get
field is.
a bit of cloth and put a couple of piece in and throw it.
Cool.
Yeah, okay. So it vroom, across the shield, hits the shield, and it is now stuck there.
Cover the entire thing.
Either
Wait,
cover
so
that
my-
or cover your equipment and then go across.
No more shield for you.
Does
No, but you still
not
get
affect
attracted
me
to
anymore?
it. Fuck off, Scott.
No, so he just took a coin, wrapped it in cloth,
Yeah,
and threw
but
the
is
coin.
it not affecting me right now?
No, so you've like, it's tough, but now that you're aware of it, you're like struggling to move, but it is still trying to pull you to it. It's like very hard to move in here. For you. Being in chainmail and like, yeah.
I never remember what my armor is.
Leather.
You had studded leather last time, I remember, but it could
Right.
I think you upgraded. Yeah.
What? Did you fuck your old mama?
I didn't even say anything, I just see him.
I put my elbow down and it rolled off and it just crunched the whole way.
So you're just going, bang.
Yeah.
It's about how your paladin feels right now.
Good cosplay.
Cool.
No, he's got too many brain cells.
Correct. A chain shirt.
Wait, look, you're the paladin.
Look, I'm a paladin.
Okay. What's everyone else doing?
Cool, I'll wrap,
Dex, oh, sorry, go on.
Oh,
Dex is just going to tell, like, he goes in and has, like, a look at it. He's like, yeah, there's definitely an aura of magic coming off.
No shit.
Thanks. I thought it was just magnetism.
He's like, if you're really worried about it, I could try and, like, control it for a while. It'll cost me some, like, energy, but...
Points.
nah, I'll just wrap me Balak's head in cloth and then I'm fine after that.
Okay. What's your armor?
Started, just leather.
Okay. Yep.
Started with
Yeah,
this,
so you
doesn't
come out, like, yeah, make a strength roll.
Yeah, 14.
Okay. Yeah, you feel it tug on your axe. You manage to keep hold of it.
Can I put my costume on over everything that I'm wearing?
Sure. I don't know. What kind of costume is it?
That's a good question.
Just
A onesie.
One of them was a jester, but I ripped the mask for that, so I don't have the hat for the jester one anymore.
What the fuck do you need a hat for?
I don't know.
I've got a tabaxi mask.
Whatever. I'll put on the jester outfit over my clothes.
Dexter's got a black mask on.
Yeah, I'll put on the jester
It's
clothes
like
over
it's
my
in one of the
armor
ones
thing.
that we just.
Yeah.
Thanks, boys. Oh, yours is wrong. Deduct a point.
No, I just didn't change it.
No, deduct a point.
What's everyone doing? Are we
Um,
just going to stay in this hallway for the next hour?
I've put
Yeah,
the
points
costume
is
on in an attempt to make sure that I have no metal actually
Okay.
exposed, and then I'm
Yeah,
going to try
sure.
to walk.
Okay, make a
Through the
strength roll.
That is
Yeah,
a
you're fine. Unless you've got negative.
15.
How did
Yeah, you feel the tug of it, manage to keep your footing now that you're
covered
sort
in
of
metal.
expecting it.
You're a walking
Garth,
magnet nightmare.
what have you got? Have you got anything?
Got some arrows.
Arrows.
Okay, just make a strength roll.
Just throw them all up in the air.
Yeah, you're fine.
Go on, I'm gonna head down that way.
15.
So if I get disadvantage because I'm covered in metal, or because I was the first one to enter?
Both.
No, just because of your chainmail, essentially. Cool, you're going to head down that way. So, you can see this corridor, this thin corridor, heads down quite a long way, maybe like 60 feet, 50 feet down.
Which way?
Out this way.
Towards them.
Yeah. And heads down to, well, you can see it proceeds into just darkness, but it looks like it almost comes to an end up ahead, or turns one way or the other.
I missed all that.
Hallway, long turn.
From you guys being in that room, by the way, you would have been able to see through the other way was quite a small room with what looks like a fountain in the center.
Fountain of youth.
Drink it.
Right, so I want to go into that room.
Into there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go and have a look. Like, yeah. So you step in. It's this circular room, maybe like 20 feet in diameter. And yeah, in the center is a large fountain, crusted
Look. No, I was looking at him.
with moss. Yeah, moss growing over it, and three marble maidens. Three marble maidens
Maybe, mate.
stand in the center of it, holding pitchers of water with water flowing out of them. Is what I'm trying to say. Wow, I butchered that.
We didn't even try and fuck with you.
I want to get my jug and put it underneath their flowing water.
Yep.
Fill the jug up with their water.
Yeah, you do that. Cool.
Oh shit, Tim! I got a mega point.
I'm going to take a drink from this water.
Okay.
Fuck off!
It's just water.
You're
Sure
so
tastes like water.
fucking stupid.
I have 8 intelligence! Leave me alone! I'm half as smart as you!
Okay, Dan. You have a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Tastes like normal water.
Okay. Cool. Some nice water. Good thing I have a jug full of it.
Stop fucking with my points.
It's a mega dickhead point.
Okay.
That gets to a point.
That means I get 5 mega dickhead points.
Well, I guess I'll just keep on walking out then. Back to the other way.
Yep.
The water's good.
You go to say that, and you can't speak.
Thank fuck for that.
Wait, no, that's not good. Half your spells are vocal.
Uh-oh.
I think all of them have a vocal component.
Does he,
What can I
does he,
cast
like,
without
does
a
his
voice?
mouth move and he doesn't...
Yep.
Yeah.
You see, so Xanath walks out into the room and he's like,
Does his larynx still work?
Okay, I've one spell.
Oh, fuck.
Does it still work?
Minor illusion.
I don't know,
Like
he
the
can't
muscle.
speak.
Does the muscle still work?
I don't know. He just can't speak.
This is very vital. Does the muscle still
No,
work?
he won't be able to cast spells.
Can I hum?
Or breathe.
I'm going to say yes.
Cool, because when you talk in your own head, it's actually the muscles moving that counts as talking. You can still cast spells.
No, but his spells, other people have to hear him, don't they? Isn't that how most of
for
them
a lot
work?
of them, yeah.
Anyway.
I called it fountain mute on my map.
Probably just like a random spell effect. That...
Wait, was the fountain this way?
Yes. No.
No,
that's the way we're going. The fountain's
Ah.
that way.
Yes! Another point!
Why'd you even ask that question to him? You wouldn't have picked up.
Yeah, but my map would have been wrong at the end.
Fuck! Okay, so, Ogamark, heading down that way, you continue down about 60 feet, and you find that this narrow passage turns 90 degrees to the right and continues out. Looks like it goes maybe another 30 feet before it opens out into a large room.
Wait, back into the middle.
Sure.
Okay, yeah, you step in, and you recognise it as, looks like to your right, there's like the opening that you came to before, and the large room with
That's
stairs
surely
leading
another
down.
point for me. If I got that right, is that another point?
Is that
for
back
me?
to where the stairs is?
I hadn't finished drawing it yet.
That's your
You
fault.
started your turn way early though.
So I get to.
No, you don't.
I have a point.
Yeah, you get a point.
I didn't even get to
Well, you
finish
need to
it.
keep up.
You'd already started your corner and it was...
I love the way I'm getting into this. Yeah, back into that main room. Looking down, you can see this hole is probably like maybe 50 feet deep, kind of thing, with stairs leading around the outside.
Around the outside.
Around the outside.
Two little girls.
So it looks like from where you're standing, if you were to, like, the stairs descending are right next to you, basically. There is another couple of openings in this room, which have to cycle all the way around this room to get to, kind of thing.
Can we just go through the other two entrances? Because there's 4, right? There's 2 up the top.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so you want to know the good and bad news? I can't use my Lester Restoration either. Can't use Bardic Inspiration. Can't use Song of Rest. Can't use any of my loot spells.
Why the fuck do we keep your...
I can't do shit if I can't talk.
So wait, did you say there was some good news as well?
I can use Minor Illusion.
Minor illusion your voice.
Oh, nah, that's not how it's spelled.
I can talk to you guys using Minor Illusion.
We don't want to hear you.
But I can't do spells.
Well, the Fountain of Mute is lovely.
Is there any way that I can
Uh-oh.
get rid of that? Is it a disease?
What?
You don't know. You could try.
It might be permanent.
Worst fucking bard. Permanent. First mime. That's how they got
Sign language.
That's how they got invented. You're a mime now.
So are you keeping this jug of water, by the way?
Don't fucking let it near me.
So how are you keeping it in there? Are you going to carry it?
Yeah.
Or?
I'm just carrying a jug of water at the moment.
Yeah, no, just...
still
don't worry.
Roll it on something else and see what happens.
I could take another drink and see if anything changes.
Oh god. Sure, why not?
Can't wait till we have
Drink it.
I can't
Drink
wait
it, drink it.
I
He's
can't
going,
do-
Dax is going around to all of you guys going, drink it, drink it, drink it, drink it, drink it, drink it. You won't drink it.
You're right, I won't drink
I'm
it.
Actually,
actually
maybe
take another
you
drink and
should
see if
drink it.
anything else happens. Oh god.
You can talk again.
But in a really high-pitched voice.
I'll tell you this.
Oh god.
It's more
No.
dirt!
Yeah, he's gonna start eating more gravel.
What? Where do my pens keep going? Here it is.
Here.
You're afraid.
Thought you were going.
Yeah.
Keep the red one.
Oh yeah, that's the point. Like, fuck off. How many points did you just give yourself?
I've got 3.
No, you don't.
I do. Because I got that right.
So do I.
No, fuck off.
Is this something that I realise or?
Well, I don't know. That's why I'm only
I
telling
got
you.
that
'Cause I don't know
right.
if you're sort of aware of that or not.
I'm just gonna assume I'm not.
I'm just gonna make shit up and hopefully.
I know, like, so this can happen to
That's what I'm
Dexter
doing.
occasionally, and I don't say when it happens to him.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm just going the same kind of thing.
Or you can randomly teleport.
No, you can summon unicorns.
The fuck?
Yes.
Okay, what is that? He's just standing there with this massive jug, just drinking this incredibly inconsistent water. He drinks it though, so he takes another drink. He seems fine.
Xanath, you're pretty retarded. Don't say anything if it's true.
Try and speak again.
I'm gonna Minor Illusion and say fuck you.
These like just this puff of smoke comes up and forms into common "fuck you" like in the air.
That's cool.
Still didn't talk.
Have you tried talking again after the drink?
No.
Do you want it?
Maybe you should.
Yeah, so he has another drink.
Try talking.
Nothing seems to happen. He still can't speak though.
Would he know the effects of it straight away until he tried whatever it was?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I don't know.
Okay.
Minor illusion and tell us what's wrong.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
yeah.
Minor Illusion and spell out I can't speak. That's what's wrong.
Did anything happen this time?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, okay.
Copyright.
There you go.
Cool. So I have 26 spells. I can use 1.
You are so shit.
Every single one of them except that. Hey, you should be role playing your character. You're not allowed to talk at all.
Plus that is
No,
it's a
no,
cantrip.
mute.
Sign right everything. Don't actually.
Yeah, no.
What
Got a roleplay. Go
is-
into dirt.
What's you're like 16 intelligence, aren't you?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Smart boy.
So your time as a paladin, I probably should have told you.
And
this
spitting
before.
on people.
But your time as a paladin and using like restoration magic, you would know that occasionally spells like restoration, minor and major, would like undo other types of magic.
Let's see if I have any.
I
Of
do
those.
have.
With an intelligence of 16, you would be aware of that.
Zano first.
Yeah, does lesser count? Because I can't use it because I can't talk.
I've got lesser. Not gonna use it though.
What's your intelligence?
What do we need? Less is lesser.
10.
So does that work?
You don't know, but you know that sometimes
It has a
It's-
chance to
yeah.
work.
Yeah,
Mm.
but it does like lesser restoration does have a chance to work.
lesser restoration will sometimes undo that sort of.
Undo.
Do you have it?
Lesser restoration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many spells do you think you can use for the rest of the day?
Well, I've only got 2. I've only got 2 second levels.
Oh shit. Same.
Wait a minute.
So. Rage.
I think I've got. I've had cantrips this whole time I've been using.
Like
You're
lesser restoration.
Lesser restoration isn't a cantrip.
It might be.
No,
There's only one.
Oh no, spells no. Yeah, no, I didn't get extra. I thought that was cantrips for a second, but it's only spells no.
Where do you find out cantrips? Does it usually? just
It'll say, yeah. Oh no, you can always use cantrips. It's like depending on how many.
What are you doing, Urgamak?
no.
Stood in this large room with stairs.
I'll just listen
Do you
to
want to rock paper scissors to see who
talk shit
lesser restores him?
till they figure something out.
Sure.
I won't wander off. Just yet.
Or flip a coin. And roll the coin.
Okay, while these guys are fapping about, we do read chat. We just don't necessarily stop and respond all the time because we only get 3 hours a week to play and we don't get anything done in that amount of time without stopping to read chat all the time.
Well, on attack it, some restoration's done.
yeah, what are you doing?
Oh, lesser restoration.
Okay,
Dickhead.
sure. Yep. So is that a spell slot or a cantrip or
There's a spell slot.
spell slot? Okay. With him casting lesser restoration, you find yourself able to speak again.
What did
Oh
you do
shit, I
that?
can speak.
Don't drink fucking water.
Would you like some water?
I will hit you.
You won't drink it.
Shut the fuck up.
Here,
bastard.
Dexter, Dexter, you have some.
No.
Chris is his spell potency.
It might.
Except you can't use
Use
spells.
persuade on.
I don't want to take him out. I'll do it on you. You don't need your voice.
Don't. Yes, he does. Literally, his strongest thing is based on his voice.
Oh, you don't need your voice.
Kill.
He's,
Kill.
He's going around.
yeah, that's his rage.
He's angry that he can't talk.
He gets even ragier.
Just have a thing that says don't drink.
Fine. See?
I wrote Fountain of Mute. But I think it does more than.
No, I'm just gonna be like, the water's fine. See?
Do you have another drink?
Oh!
Sure.
You just burnt your lesser restoration.
No, he's doing it something else.
I'm gonna fucking lose it at him.
Wait, did his lesser
This
restoration?
is how I become a black card.
Yeah, just driven over the edge by dumbass bard.
Did his lesser restoration heal that other thing that you don't know about? That affects him or not? Well,
You're just
Okay.
like, surely one of these is going to be good. Oh no.
I don't know how to explain this.
I hope you fucking die.
Can I read it?
I
and
honestly,
explain it?
I honestly do.
Xanath stood in front of you, this 7-foot hulking Asimar
Is he mini?
bard. You see, you see his body begin to change and contort as
he's coming a woman.
his muscular male form slowly becomes more feminine.
It's a trap!
His chest begins to grow. His chiseled jaw becomes more thin and feminine, and
You're so shit.
There's a bulge in his pants.
long story short,
It gets bigger.
Xanath is now a woman.
Oh
Xanathi or Xanathar.
Xanathema.
Xanathi.
Dexter's like, oh my god, you all have to drink, please.
No. You've always wanted to be a girl, hey Dexter.
He's like, I'm beginning to get tempted because this is amazing.
Oi, once a liquid goes in the jar or the vase or whatever it is,
Yeah,
can
do we
you
get to keep
always
that?
use that?
Don't know. What would
I
you
don't
say?
think that's how it works.
How big is the jug?
I'm assuming it holds like maybe a bit over a litre.
Okay, so that's quite a few mouthfuls.
Do you still have a dick?
That's not a very Parliament-esque thing to ask.
Go on. Shove your hand down your pants.
Well, alright, it's been fun. If you want to see any progress, you may as well leave because this is it. This is it for the rest of the stream.
Show us where you pissed from.
We're pretty well done. That is filthy, Tim.
What? It's going to answer the question.
It's not appropriate.
I don't know how to do a female voice.
Wait, what's your charisma?
Dick
Really high.
Yeah.
18.
Kick him between the legs. See what happens. Go on, Ogre, mate.
Ogremark's like not even paying. Like, you guys are in the hallway dicking about, and Ogremark's looking down
Not
this
him.
perilous pit.
Come on. What's your female voice?
I don't know how to do a female voice. I'm
I'm
no good at voices.
Be fucking hilarious
Yeah, look
if
at
you
your
keep
stats
the
for a
same
second.
voice.
Sure.
Oh no.
He's going to start fucking with shit.
No, I'm not changing. I'm just curious.
Change.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh
Cool.
fuck.
Does Yali earn 70%? Right now.
It's 2018.
Scotty.
Alright. What does everyone want to do? Or are we just going to keep drinking from the jar? Honestly, I'm kind of okay with it.
If you read his mind, it's just static. Because you can never understand what a woman's thinking.
Alright, let's keep going.
Bam, hammer.
So.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? Xanath
I want to watch Daxter drink it.
turns around and so are you keeping the jar?
Yeah.
The jug? Sure.
Feel a bit funny, boys.
Dexter's like, do you want me to hold that for you?
It's funny that the only like
He
one that
takes
was
it
into
and, like,
dudes
yeah, he just
gets
walks off
out
with
a
you.
woman.
Okay,
You're
what?
straight now.
I was bi to begin with.
There we go. So you never really changed.
Yeah, pretty much.
What, are you guys, so these guys have walked off, Dexter's walked off, you guys are still just in hysterics, I imagine.
I'm checking my eye pants just to make sure I don't piss myself.
Do you want to make like a save?
Not really, no.
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
He said it. He
No,
has
do
to
it.
make a save
So-
now.
I made a save to see if I got AIDS. You should make one to see if you pissed yourself.
What?
No, that is true.
That happened.
Wait.
When he fucked the priest.
No, it was when I carried the dead woman and she was bleeding as I carried her and I had a bunch of cuts.
What is happening? Okay.
You told him to take a roll for it.
No, I
Sure.
remember, yeah, I remember making a joke and you're like, no, roll for it. So I
Roll if
did.
you pissed yourself.
I'm not pissing myself.
No, that's not up to you. That's up to the
Nice.
dice.
It's okay, I assume it's
Roll.
an easy save
You
not
roll.
to piss yourself.
I don't need to. I didn't say it.
I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Says what?
Right, let's move on. What is everyone doing?
I'm just gonna keep looking down this hallway.
So yeah, this links back up to like that main room. There's like a balcony leading around the outside, which leads to other entrances and exits to this room.
I want to see what's down the left.
I don't want to go back to
And
the
by left,
metallic
I mean-
room.
If we've just come out of it,
Mhm.
left, so directly across from where we first came into the room.
So, yep, you've got a little. Why is there just so much random jargon on all these sheets?
That's your sheets.
Yeah, I know. So in terms of the room, that goes in. There's stairs leading down here. There's another hallway here. That big hallway going out that way, and that hallway coming in that way. So that's
Shit.
the main hallway that you were in before. This
Just
is where you've just come back in. There's stairs going down to your left. There's another small hallway there, and the large one adjacent.
Oh, we both lose a point.
Again, do I have to? We don't have to lose a point.
We got it wrong.
Let's move on.
No,
You just
if-
spent
if
10
you
minutes
lose
digging
point-
about.
If you lose points, he's on -1.
Neither of you get a point. Let's move on.
Johnny's now in charge of the point.
I'm now the referee. DM referee. Let's. What do you want to do?
I'm fixing my map.
Sounds like a resume.
Part-time DM, part-time referee. Full-time mad lad.
So now where are we?
In like the big room with steps. And
In the big
stuff.
room.
Oh, fucking hell. I want to go down that one I said that.
Joel, let's go left.
Man, I should have pissed on that bear statue when
As
I had
in,
the
like,
chance.
left?
Left, left from
Yeah.
where we are. What?
No, as in that one.
Ogamark starts heading down the steps.
He trips
What?
over it.
No!
Why are we going down the steps?
Because you guys are just faffing about, and he's like, well, fuck it, I'm going this way.
I said this way like
I say,
ages ago.
let's check this top floor first.
Ogamak, you imbecile.
Um,
I keep walking because I do
We
not.
have to be polite now that there's a woman around.
okay. Sure, you come down, you like continue down this stairs,
In times like do tall
and you come to sort of like another balcony around the outside. At the bottom of the steps, there's a small hallway immediately to your left. Looking down it, you can see.
Do you keep exploring so that I keep drawing in those
I'm
shots?
doing multi-levels.
Yeah, same.
So
Two tries to sound cool, but
come down the stairs.
whole way to the left.
If you go north, south, east, west, which way does the stairs come out to? Is it another balcony?
Looking up, you can see like this hallway continues up about 30 feet
Okay.
before it opens up into just a small room. In a similar fashion, actually, so across the pit from where you are, you can see there's a very strange looking door, quite a large door. And directly ahead of you, there's another small hallway which leads up quite far, just into darkness.
I'm trying to draw this people.
Check out what's behind that door.
Yeah, you want to head around to there? Sure.
Just trying to keep his drawing so you shut the fuck up.
I've tried. It just looks like a rectangle snail.
So you get to this door, and the first thing you notice is like almost like guttural undead groans seem to be coming from the door, almost like seeming as though they're coming from the door themselves.
You must put your soul in
This door is 9 foot wide, 9 foot tall, a large square door.
It's probably a bit bigger than that then.
Yeah.
No, just what I've drawn the map.
And there are three oval holes carved into the door itself. Now, as you approach, and you can hear these moans as you get closer and closer, suddenly 3 heads poof, out of the holes. And these heads are like the skin on them is torn and decaying and bleeding. In their mouth is an iron bit with chain pulled back through the door, almost as if they're like got this gear on like a horse would. And these heads like bang through the holes and like as if their shoulders are hitting the door on the opposite side. And they are just ravaging about, chomping at this iron bit in their mouth. Just insane almost.
Yeah, let's swing and chop its fucking head off.
Rolls to miss a door. Scott.
Did you work? Did you get a 1?
11.
No.
Oh, fuck.
We're on a 4.
I was hoping you'd miss the door.
No, I'm just hitting the head. Chopping the head off.
Hey, stop copying me, Lockie.
No, you're both wrong though.
What are you doing?
11 to hit the head. At the neck.
Yeah, sure. Give me a damage.
A lot.
Savage attack.
Hey, not bad.
13.
Yeah, okay. You cleave your axe down into one of these heads. It seems to like just penetrate the skull, and it just sort of falls dead. The other 2 are just continuing, just
We're gonna need this, and you're just like murdering the door.
It's not the door itself.
You never know.
No, it's the door.
21.
Yeah,
You don't know.
sure.
You've got an intelligence.
I mean,
Don't
like
fuck.
you're not an initiative, so realistically,
I think I gotta get swinging
Just
until
don't
the
you can
slide.
just
chopped off.
keep going until they die.
Cool.
What are you? So are you just killing them, or are you like cutting the
Just
heads
chopping
off?
the heads off.
Okay. Well, as you cut them off, they sort of roll around in their like almost bridles, and like fall out of this chain harness thing that they've got.
And then I want to yank the harnesses.
Yeah, you yank at it, and like it's taut, like you can't pull it through. Looking through though, you can see like as you pull on one, you can see the like one of the other bits starts to pull through, almost as if they're all
Oh,
connected.
okay, yeah.
Looking through the holes now though, you can see on the opposite side there is a large room. In the center of it is a. Just let me make sure that is what I
Say
think it
as
is.
large as the stairwell.
Yeah, in the middle of it, you can see there is a large chariot. You can almost see in the back of the chariot there appears to be another sarcophagus.
Oh, we never opened the first one.
We couldn't.
We couldn't. But we didn't do anything with the plate with the eyes on it.
Yeah, we couldn't.
Why not? It was being held by two bears. We could have removed it.
Do you want to fight a bear?
No, I want to fight two.
I don't want to wrestle a bear.
That's about
I'm
all you
not
can
that
see
bad.
peering through.
That's the band's name, yeah. What? I wrestled a bear once.
Probably.
I'll try and open the door.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were talking about boy and
Or
I'm like,
I'll pull the
boy
chain,
and
like just pull one of it and try and pull it through. Like you know how.
Yeah, so you pull it through and you like sort of poke the other ones through to the point that you sort of get all of the mouthpieces. And when you like sort of tug on them a bit, I'm assuming you're not putting your arms through or anything. When you tug on them, you can see that like one end of it sort of goes up one side and the other one's going up the other way.
It's like hooked over.
Okay. Is there any like handle or anything to open the door with?
There doesn't seem to be anything.
So open says. That looks really wrong. Looks like I get a point.
No, yours is probably really wrong too.
You don't get to officiate points anymore. Neither of us do.
Jim's just like, yep, that's fucking wrong.
I just push on the door.
Neither of you are right.
Can I push on the door?
Yeah, you push on it.
Nothing.
Nothing happens. You summon all of your might and push on it. Nothing happens. What's everyone else doing while he's doing this?
I'm watching him.
Oh, okay, you guys are just like stood on the stairs, maybe.
Doing
Just like-
fuck all as usual.
Says the guy that just attacks shit, and that's all it does. There's a puzzle. Fuck, I may as well try and kill it.
So from where you guys are stood, there's another hallway like right next to you, which you can see leads up to a small room at the end of it.
He's fucking wrong.
Yeah, no, he's already said we were wrong.
Ba-bow!
Mine's already wrong.
Is it, who's more
Right
right?
to the left.
I mean, you're both equal amounts of wrong. Really. I'd say like your stair room and your big room is pretty accurate. Probably yours more than his.
Such a reminder.
But your small rooms are both wrong.
Circular?
Actually, you're getting there. Actually, get a point.
Yes!
Now that I'm looking at it the other way, it's actually not that bad.
Fuck! You're bullshitting me. This is all shit.
Sure.
Who made up this campaign? It's a fucking joke.
Not Johnny.
Oh, I forgot.
Tim Taken never.
There was,
Jim loses a point.
there was another hallway somewhere else. Must have been on this side then.
What's
Point.
everyone doing?
Is that a point? Is that a point right there?
No.
Is that a point?
Nope.
Fuck.
I'm just gonna head back down and then go right down that really long.
The really long one? Sure.
Yellow.
Okay. So,
Good one, right?
Yeah,
Left?
right.
I feel like, from what he's saying, Scott's got it right in his head, by the sounds of it.
It's just gay sex gun.
I swear, Johnny, you tried to talk as fast as you can.
What?
When explaining where everything was, you tried to talk as fast
Scott's
as
got
you
it.
can.
Yeah, I don't know.
Scott, help me out.
So the door, so I turn right to go to the door, and then I'm turning back around and then going right. So basically, if I went down the stairs, I can't go straight.
Oh, so there was a room there.
And then there was another way
So,
that way.
you make your way down this long passage and you come to what seems to be a four-way intersection. Looking to your right and your left, these are both the same, but which way you look, but it seems like the stone sort of curves up and almost out of sight in like a semicircle fashion.
Something
To the left or
fills
to
it
the
up.
right?
Yo, let's
Looking to
skate
your
it.
left, there is the corpse of a dwarf, which is seemingly cleaved in two.
Oh shit.
I investigate his corpse
Cleaved
Okay.
in two.
with a 2.
That's how many pieces you get cleaved into.
Half dwarf and the other half of it. Unless like a blade comes around.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so what's your intelligence?
10. I feel like I get
Um,
asked that too much.
Oh, okay, I misread that. Sorry, the dwarf isn't here. What the corpse is, with your investigate, you think it's a dwarf from a distance. As you get up to it, you realise it's actually a half human, half goat creature.
Devil.
Yeah. What's that dude's name from Hercules?
In its hand is a staff which is tipped with a bronze goat head.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
sick.
I'll pick it up.
Sure.
Which side was that on?
I investigate the goat heads.
Nah, you already said it. Too bad.
I investigate the staff of the 12.
Which side are you investigating on?
It was the left.
No,
So you win.
Did you write L equals R?
I'll be
What are,
one.
sorry, what are you investigating?
The staff.
Oh, that's good one.
There's
Okay.
a 12. Well, yeah.
I just heard us laugh.
Okay, so you look at it, and you get the sense that this is probably being a half-orc barbarian, not too familiar with magical artifacts, but you looking at it, it looks pretty nice, and you think that this is probably something fairly special.
I yelled back stuff as loud as I could.
Yeah, he's like, what?
I found
He's
the
stood
staff.
behind you.
Oh, is he behind me?
Well, he's in the hallway behind
Oh,
you.
okay. I show him the staff. I basically just give it to him. Like, here you go. Here's the staff.
It's cursed.
Um,
He dies.
Yeah, okay. He's gonna detect magic on it, I think. Does he have that as a? Let me just check if this is a spell slot. Is it a spell? I think it is, isn't it?
What else is your points criteria based on?
Wait, can he even? Yeah, he can cast detect magic. Where is it?
Level 1.
You know, there's 2 other ways on the first floor we haven't even looked at yet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's some.
No, there's a few. There's
No.
3.
How is there 3?
Oh, that was the water though.
Yeah, well, we found 2 sarcophaguses so far.
Wait,
No.
We looked at other.
Isn't that plural for sarcophagus, sarcophagi?
Yes.
Sarcophagi.
I know a sarcophagi.
I really wish you could search. Oh my god, you can. How am I just finding this now? Okay, I can cast this for a little while without spending a spell slot. Cool. He's like, cool, I'll see what I can find out. And he sort of concentrates on it and spends a bit of time.
20 bucks,
So
20
also,
bucks.
while you're investigating this body,
Duck.
you find a very interesting, it just looks like a pot of ink. it's like overturned on the side, right? What?
I said drink it.
It's like overturned on the side. There's nothing in it.
Yeah.
You pick it up, and you look in it, and it starts to fill up.
Cool.
Infinite
We
ink.
can write forever.
That's awesome. We just need
I'll give it to the
parchment
ranger.
now.
Turn yourself black.
I give it to the ranger.
What?
Whoa.
Just ink.
Calm down, buddy.
Then you can hide in the night.
Calm down.
Do you want it, ranger?
Don't go to the wrong
What do I want
neighborhood.
ink for?
There's also a
Map
spell.
making.
There's also a book
I've already got a map here.
which you like pick up. It's just like a leather-bound tome. You like flick through it, and there seems to be like some runes and like some spell writing in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I
said
got
spell.
2 of them at one point, didn't I?
Two of what?
Little spell.
I just throw.
Scrolls.
I just. If it's something like that, I just throw it over my shoulder for the wizards or the.
Dexter's concentrating on this stuff. It just hits him in the face and just bounces off. He just doesn't say anything. He's just concentrating.
I should go back at my old.
Yeah, he just keeps concentrating.
It's called battle bar name.
Should I write that down?
What is everyone else doing?
Cool.
So as you like move halfway up this ramp, you can see that it actually continues up. Like it just continues around. It's actually an opening as it goes up.
So it's just like a loop.
Yeah, it almost looks like it's a full circle.
Run really
So
fast.
either something's gonna.
Sonic.
They're gonna like. It's gonna fill up with water.
Is there rings?
That's what it is. It's essentially like a
No,
ring.
gold rings.
Okay, I'm just gonna go back down and keep going straight.
Okay.
Thanks for the pen.
Sure. You continue along.
Sanicator.
Hey, Buggy, go.
I'm pretty sure you're the reason why nothing gets done.
Scott, what about us last week?
What's your
Well,
passive
us.
passive perception?
13.
13.
Was me.
Okay. Cool.
I can throw pens too.
So okay.
So ahead of you,
Do
you
it.
can see there is a large room with checker plate, like tiles, like sort of grey and white
Yeah.
checker pattern.
Wait, which way is this?
A large room with 4 pillars. In the centre is a sarcophagus with a beam of sunlight coming from the stone ceiling above, shining down onto it.
That's a point to him if you had to cheat off of him.
No, it's not. I didn't do anything.
Looked again.
So do I get another point?
No, you don't.
Are you marking where these sarcophagi are?
From where you're stood on the sides, there is like 4 almost fountains which are flowing out of holes in the wall into like these little stone basins.
Of water or blood?
It seems to be a red liquid.
Oh shit! I don't want to drink that one.
Do it.
For the 4
I don't wanna
pillars
get AIDS.
surrounding the sarcophagus.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, I did that first. Point to me.
Let's not get too busy here.
You haven't even drawn your fountains yet. How are you so slow compared to him? Like he's already finished this room. I only just finished describing it.
And more detail.
He draws all the time. It's his thing to do.
When?
It's his job.
It's also his
Yeah,
job.
but I do it on a computer. You actually draft. He's got an unfair disadvantage. Extra point to me.
Stop pointing
You
yourself.
just said an unfair disadvantage.
To me.
No.
Unfair
No.
disadvantage.
Do I get another point?
What's a fair disadvantage?
No.
I've already done it. Wait,
Who's
I haven't done it yet.
Whose is better? Stop cheating off of it.
Show me yours again for a second. Oh.
Even?
Okay, I'm just gonna
Yeah,
run up
no,
and
no,
swing
neither,
up
'cause
the
you're both-
sarcophagus
you're both
and try and start a
pretty good.
fight.
What?
What?
Oh, is that your fountains?
No.
No. You get a point.
Yes.
Okay.
What's the quickest way to start a fight?
Give out
Is there a door
points.
on the other side?
No.
No point.
Okay. What's everyone doing?
Oh well. Let's try and move the sarcophagus again.
Well, before you do that, I'm gonna like look around the
What are you
room.
doing?
Sure, okay.
Look at
Okay.
these bullshit points.
I'll investigate as well.
I didn't.
My bullshit points. You don't have 2.
7.
You've only got 1.
So
There's one and some more
the
spells.
outlets in the sometimes words. The holes in the wall are actually like gargoyle heads, and the red liquid is spewing out of their mouth into these bowls.
Oh, yeah. Is it like the last one that you had up?
You do notice what's like as you guys walk in. What's your passive perception?
11.
Garth.
15.
Okay, so Garth and Alnatak would notice that as they step in, the room actually smells quite heavily of wine.
Oh, it's not even blood.
It's so much better.
Ah. Drink
So-
it.
Passive perception, yeah.
Wait, but then I have to empty the water in order to fill it.
Don't drink the wine.
No, make sure you keep some water though. Like,
Daxter's got the jug at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay. What's everyone want to do?
I want to touch the red liquid and see if it has a consistency of wine
Don't
or
stand
blood.
in the sunlight.
Sure.
is it actually sunlight though?
That's what I'm saying. Don't stand in it.
Wait,
What about
there was
pretend?
What if it is
sunlight?
blood and it's something to do with a vampire? Maybe there's a vampire in the sarcophagus.
Then why would
That sounds like fun.
Because there's some. I don't know.
That'd
What if we
fire
block
fire.
the light out and see what happens?
Sure. With?
Arrow.
Mage hand.
We will block out the sun with arrows or whatever.
Just fucking making the light that's coming from the roof.
Yeah. So there's 3 sarcophagus. My sarcophagus slightly getting larger and larger.
Okay.
Maybe
What
4.
I want to do. How.
There's 4.
5, 10,
I thought
15,
there was
20,
2.
25, 30, 35,
it's
40,
3.
45,
I was
50.
just trying to fuck with you.
So,
1,
5,
2.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35,
4.
40, 45, 50. I just want to draw up this room real quick. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30,
incoming.
35. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
Oh, mine's more orientated than Lockie's is. His is too wide. That's.
Okay, so I want you to put your
It's pretty square
minis.
too.
Put your minis where you are.
Mine's a
please.
square.
Where's the rivers of liquid?
Dexter is gonna be stood. I don't know, like here, I guess.
Where's,
He's still like concentrating on that stuff.
where are the liquids? Like,
Yeah,
there,
off to the
wherever.
sides. Yeah. So like, there's one like there, one there, one there, one there.
we stand in there. It's the only one that's flowing.
Yes. Yes, I'll get the other ones.
No, sorry.
Fuck off.
What? Why? So,
Hey, it might be
Okay,
easier to
what's
get a
everyone
mini now
doing
that I'm
now?
a girl.
sorry, I just wanted to get your positions.
Is that permanent?
I don't know.
We might find out.
Can I have
That'd be funny as fuck.
my book, please?
If it's a real awkward timing.
I guess I'll take this
What?
handout that I wrote out before the session and just bin that.
Why?
Nobody found it.
What's it say?
For what? How did you spell that?
Oh my god. So I just flicked open a page and found the page I was looking for.
Nice.
Well, we were. Well,
There's
vaguely.
not stuff, so we have to place them on it.
No, I'm gonna drink the liquid.
No, we don't.
Oh, there's 4 fountains and there's 4 reviews, so it's a going contest.
Fuck you. Dexter's gonna win.
Yeah, true. So for you guys. Unless it's magical wine.
Dexter's like, I bet I can drink more of this wine than you can drink this water, and he holds up his like water bag. What are they called? Water skin.
Water skin.
Yeah.
So it's not actually the stuff out of the jug.
Unless
did
he-
you say?
unless he's
Oh yeah, no,
switched
he's
the fuck
got
around
his,
with
like,
you guys.
you see the jug is like on his belt. But yeah, he's got like his water skin out.
It's just water.
It's not water.
But what if it is?
Give it a go.
No, it's probably like tequila.
Probably
Oh.
just ethanol.
It's moonshine.
Oh, that'd be awesome if Dexter just
Or it's
really
probably the
carries
water
it
from
around.
that fountain.
He got more.
What's the time?
He probably did keep
20.
more actually.
Cool.
Why?
Just curious, I'm hungry.
I'm hungry, I'm Tim.
You used to hate puns so much.
That's the only one I like.
The only one.
Do you
Puns
actually
are the
hate
best.
puns?
No, I'm not a pun person.
Puns are the best.
I'm gonna make so many at work.
Good job, Lucky. Good job.
So many.
Puns are the best.
Can't wait to get you fired then.
So a bit of time's passed and Dexter's like, this staff is pretty powerful.
You're welcome.
Shoddy.
He's like, well, my staff is pretty powerful. I don't know. Using something that we picked up off a dead body in this place makes me a little bit cautious.
Sell it.
But
And give me half the gold.
it's definitely worth taking with us.
What's it do?
He's like, it's imbued with lightning.
Goat
energy.
magic.
He's like, basically, you hit stuff with it, and it's like being hit by one of one of Garth's lightning arrows.
But
I
not as
imagine
shit.
that he actually says
not as
that.
shit.
too.
Yeah,
Who's Alligator?
shut up.
That was in character.
Yeah, I know. That was in character.
Oh. That was
Just got fucking told.
He's like, the book, on the other hand, is kind of handy for me, because, you know, I mean, what curse can you get from reading, right? Surely. You can't get a curse from reading, right?
no, of course not.
Okay, good.
Oh, yeah.
Like, starts flicking through the tome.
Don't listen to him.
Reading's good for your eyes, if anything.
Drinking contest?
No, I'm good. Gotta stay sober and aware.
Well, you just have to drink water. I'll drink the wine.
Yeah, don't trust you.
Fine. Be like that. Pussy.
You read your own contests.
So, what's everyone want to do?
Try and push the lid off the sarcophagus.
I want to
Okay.
drink the wine.
You go over
I
and
just fucking
investigate.
told
You're
you
drinking
not
the
to
wine.
stand
Cool.
in the fucking
Yeah, it's
sunlight.
just wine.
Oh, nice.
Pretty nice.
So
You guys.
You drank it.
You're
So, this beam of sunlight coming down from above
Okay.
you investigate the sarcophagus lid. It seems like you can't push it, but it looks almost as if it's just hinged on one side.
Cool. I'll try
I
and
swear
lift
to
it up.
God, if the other one was
Okay.
hinged.
You open it, and you can see there's a wooden plaque in there. There doesn't seem to be a body.
Your princess is in another case.
There is merely... Actually, is there a body?
Take this, go
I think
away.
it's-
No, take this and stay just out there.
No, it's not. Yeah, so
I pick up the plaque then.
you attempt to. Hang on. So, in common, it reads, "Drown your sorrows." Now, as you've lifted this lid, the beam of sunlight from above you has shone down into the sarcophagus. And you see that the wood begins to almost react and disperse, and it disappears.
The room's gonna flood with wine.
Suddenly, you hear a as Garth, you being stood right next to it, would notice a large stone block is coming down and blocking the doorway behind you.
And
How
try and roll
fast?
under it.
Sure.
Wait, how fast is it? Do I notice it?
It looks like you would have a few seconds. So, the reason I wanted to know is because Garth can easily make it out.
Can I easily make it out?
Can I make it there before it closes?
10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Break.
I don't want to make it out. I want to pull out the immovable rod and click it in the door.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay. What's it's a bonus action to do? Yeah. Bam. So, in
I
that
completely
case,
forgot about that. I was like,
Oh.
Xanath pulls out the immovable rod, puts it against this stone which is coming down, clicks it, it hits the rod and seems to stop. The gargoyles, however, continue with what they're going to do
Uh-oh.
and begin to spew wine out into this room.
I'm gonna drown.
This room begins to just
No,
flood.
Baxter would've
The
been
volume that is just flowing into this room is now rushing down this down the hallway.
Oh, you would have had to lock yourselves in the sarcophagus.
Or you just drown in your sorrows, as in you can't do anything.
Literally drown.
we need to start putting the movable rod in doorways more often. Before we go places.
So I
I
think
thought of it at the start before we started. I'm like, yeah, that'll come in handy.
25, 30.
I've got 40 movement.
Do you? Oh, bam! Everyone could have got out anyway.
Well, either way, we can all.
So
I
you're
assume
probably
you two
you're
will
probably
leave in the room
like
as well, right?
you know shin deep in wine now
Yeah.
as it continues to spew out.
I was gonna
for the
block
time
the
being.
door.
Well, I mean,
You fucking would.
I assume Daxter and Ogremark are going to come out, and then we can just click the rod and let the door continue closing, right?
No.
Close the sarcophagus.
I don't think that'll.
Just give it a
Well,
shot.
I'm assuming you've probably let it go
Yeah.
heading for the door. It's slammed shut.
And it's still going.
And this is still just.
I'll just wait.
We're gonna try to block the gargoyles' mouths if we got stuck in there. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just going to close the door. Leave. See ya.
Cool. So, what's going to happen
We should
though?
start
The
with
reason I didn't let yours continue is because you need to roll initiative.
Oh no.
Oh, there's gonna be something in the wine.
Oh shit, which die? Which one's better?
The one that rolls better.
The not
Okay, let me roll to see.
Okay.
That one.
I've beansed it. I've beansed it.
You rolled a 7 and a 4, and then you rolled a 2.
Yeah. I'm real good at this rolling thing. I would have died if they were death saves.
Flat rip 10.
High flat 10.
So,
Hey, I got a
Flat
3.
17.
this wine is spewing out into the room. You notice from a couple of the spouts,
Leeches.
these large sort of forms of wine begin to flow out
elementals.
and sort of take on a
That's
form.
cool.
Well, water elemental.
Initiatives in 2 minutes. Hang on, wait.
2 minutes.
Initiatives now, please.
That wasn't 2 minutes.
6.
6,
17.
17,
10.
10,
3.
3.
I did it good.
I'm fully blocking your path.
What were you?
And you're
17.
first.
You were 10.
But what do you mean? We're just going to let them get out and then we move the door.
There's probably something in there what we need.
Dexter.
I mean, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Like experience.
Yeah.
No, you get experience for running away from a fight.
Okay. So, one of them immediately. I'll put your minis. You guys are still on. I'm assuming. Where are you guys? Are you still there? I guess you're still.
I guess.
Can I have 3 of them, please? Danke. Duke.
Blue wine?
Duke.
No, I want the red ones.
I better give them
Don't.
allocations.
Don't.
Sniper bolter.
Don't. Jordy's already done. Jordy's already done it.
I'm going to stab you if you change them.
I'm looking for the same
I'm
weapons.
going to stab you if you change them.
I'm not scared.
Right, so, Sniper Boy.
As he stops.
Across to here. And he is going to.
Man, how do you kill the liquid?
Do they get extra movement in water?
Evaporation.
So he comes over and basically just embodies Daxter. And you can see on Daxter's face he is like essentially drowning.
No, drink it all. You don't get drunk. Just drink the water elemental.
Well, it's like Futurama. You drink them and then you become the king.
Yeah.
So,
I want to watch that.
that's a drama.
Yeah.
It's a good show.
I haven't seen it.
Don't look at it.
Are you excited
We
for
must-
his new show?
Yeah.
Don't look at what?
The map that I just put
We
right
must
next to
teach them our peaceful ways. Awesome.
that. Cool. That's going to hit. Dealing. The.
Cool guy.
The.
Don't drown. Or do. It's up to you.
I'm gonna swing at the elemental
Yeah, that'll do damage.
at Baxter.
Actually, it's,
Let me take
my
the
arrows could be very good and very bad. Just shoot a shock one into the one that's got.
Wait, will
It's
Baxter.
one.
will they activate?
What do you mean activate?
To activate on contact, if you shot it through a liquid person, would it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's do damage to it.
Okay.
There's one
That's what we're
conductor electricity.
Daxter is next.
Oh, your freeze
Yes.
arrow though.
I'm going to try and break
That'd be
Yeah,
free.
freeze arrow.
Ooh,
That'd be bad for Daxter.
What about a fire arrow? Nothing.
maybe.
Daxter should.
A thunder arrow could blow one
Okay.
Daxter should get extremely lucky and like get really warm again, like he did on the boat.
They should get really lucky and teleport out of the room.
up. Oh, just boil the water.
can't benefit to the condition
Yeah.
That we're shitting deep in.
It'll dissipate by the time it gets to me, so that's okay.
Same.
Okay. So we can. 1 second. Sorry. stuff is happening.
Things and stuff, and water, and drowning, and fire, and elemental.
Wait, those curves, did they go up or down?
Elemental. You see Dexter like touch himself. You see like some
That's quite an imperfect time.
magic sort of
This is
splurt from his
sort of
hand,
thing.
and that's about it. He's still inside of it.
It's inside of him.
The other one is going to go. It's going to try and do the same thing to you,
Please tell me it makes that exact noise.
which it does not do at all.
Good.
That's just a miss. I can't do anything else.
Gotta love payday.
Garth. What would you like to do?
I'd like to say arrow.
Hello.
What is that?
Thunder.
Sure.
Shoot it
Do
the
it.
opposite way.
Do it.
Shoot it
Do
the
it.
opposite way.
Do it.
I'm gonna shoot it at the one in front here.
Okay.
You're fucked.
24.
Yep. Okay.
Not even being accurate is gonna help this.
Wait, was that thunder or electric?
Electric shock. And the stand right next to it.
It's okay, I only did 1 point. 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. Sure. And that was Bolter Boy, right?
Second attack. Just gotta really quickly check something because it was on my old count sheet or was it on this?
What are you checking?
It's written it here.
If he gets Colossus Slayer on something he's damaged this turn.
No, not that because I do. As long as it is damaged. I just want to check sharpshooter.
Yep.
Again.
No,
Spit it out.
What are you checking
Spit it
about?
out.
how much
Going-
negative I have to take to get plus whatever, plus damage.
What?
What?
He can take a negative on his roll to
Oh,
contribute.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of like power attack.
Okay, yeah. So if I take a -5, I do plus 10 to the damage
Okay.
if I hit.
Jeez.
I'll do that.
Ba-bow.
Wait, what's that? Plusy modifiers?
5.
This second arrow, what arrow was it?
Yeah, what arrow was that?
Thunder. I rolled 5. Surely it wouldn't hit anybody.
No, it hit back there.
Well, I mean, it's got to go somewhere, though, doesn't
To be
it?
fair, if it goes through and it splashes, it might splash Daxter out of the other one.
Splashed
So
it.
it probably just hit the back wall, right?
Sure.
He's got like a clear line to the
I
back wall.
understand if it was all
Clear line through 3 friendlies. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, like we're all sort of in a diagonal.
It's a sharpshooter.
I got yeah.
That missed.
I would.
Yeah, with a 5, not a 1.
Okay, 17. This guy.
I wouldn't have hit it anyway if I didn't use the power.
Reminds me of Octodad.
I don't know how to fucking
Yeah.
fight these things.
Negative.
I can't swing at it.
So,
Smite it.
Just get a jar and then
is next.
grab its head.
Yeah.
Put its head in a jar.
Decapitate it straight away.
Element attack.
Still don't have a shield.
Oh yeah, did you adjust your AC accordingly?
Yeah, 16.
What'd you have before?
18.
Unlucky with you.
Is it? So what's that, 14?
Who doesn't have to be
Stop
malignant?
referring to each other by their AC. Oh, do we want to fix that cam, by the way?
Yep.
I am 28.
You might want to move it over this way, if possible.
Do you even camera, bro?
Do you want to shut the fuck up?
No, I don't. Thanks. Thanks for the offer, but I'll pass.
Is that...
Yeah, that's fine. Cool. I just realised that it's been off for well, not off, but off
Not in
target.
the right spot
For quite a wheel. Okay, what are you doing? Who's Element attack? You're up.
Alright.
Being useless.
Should I push past Jordan or not?
Yeah.
Take
I think
double
we've sort of
movement.
yeah. Like you can move through friendlies.
5, 10, 15, 20.
Yeah, so I can go past there.
That's alright.
Yeah, because where were you there? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You can like just get past him. You can get to like any of these squares.
So I can get in range to attack him.
This guy? Yeah.
Yeah.
You could attack him
You
from
could
where you
probably,
are.
yeah, well, you could attack from there, but for clarity. So.
I mean,
Shenanigans, Bibbs.
I don't know what else to do, so I guess I'm just gonna swing at it.
Mm-hmm.
Try and evaporate it with your fire.
19 to hit.
Yep.
Is it hit?
Yeah. We might stop at the top of this round because I just realised this is going to go on for a while.
Cool.
Okay.
Why? Because I've only got 10 hit points each.
No.
17.
Elementals are class
17. Okay, so what did you roll there? Because they are resistant to certain types of damage.
particularly fire.
Yeah, what was your fire?
And slashing.
My fire is 4. And my slash is... Does this one count as slash? Like the D8?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so my slash is 11.
I win. I got infinite points.
No, that's just a shitty 8.
I'm still winning.
No, I got a mega point.
Yep, okay.
This is a mega point.
Don't know.
As much as he wants it to be.
Could be negative points.
Googleplex.
What else
Yeah,
you
mate.
got?
Wait, infinite.
Oh, I have
Is
another
that-
attack.
Because that's a bad 8.
I bet it's bigger than.
12.
Not enough.
More than 12.
Your axe bounces off water.
Cool, that's him.
I don't know what else to say to that.
I'm gonna go over to Dax and try and rip him out.
Yeah. Sure. Where are you? There.
This is when the monk comes and saves us.
Yeah.
Would it be like
Still
a
coming,
grapple?
guys.
Strength
Yeah,
or-
so like a strength.
17.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, between you. Oh, well, yeah. Well, yeah. You
That's-
pull him out, but it'll happen on his turn.
Cool.
Well, actually, yeah, you could, like, pull him out to there, I guess.
His life.
It looks like he was breathing fine. Looks
I
like
used
he,
water breathing.
yeah, cast something on himself to help.
Cool. I'm gonna use my action
That's
to
cool.
swing at the other one. So I'm
Actually,
turning
probably should have stayed in there.
Should have ripped it apart from the inside.
20.
To hit, yeah.
Like drags.
Savage attacks.
His flesh is just as strong from the inside as it is the outside.
9 points of damage.
On what?
Hit one.
Yeah, but damage
Slashing.
wise. Slashing. What was it? No.
How big are the water elementals?
6. Pretty big.
As in, like, feet wise, are they much taller than elementals?
Yeah, they're about 10 to 12 foot tall.
Because I know that elementals are classed in size.
Okay, that's him. Xanath, you are up, and then that's the end of that round.
We're not far, we're in trouble.
I'm gonna stab the one next to me.
Yeah, with
Or
your
attempt.
long sword.
Yeah, so that is a 19.
To hit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is 8 damage of slashing.
Yep.
If you stab it all.
What are you slashing? That one.
And then
Two.
I'll do it again. That
Does it
is,
still stay as slashing? or does it
18 to
become
hit.
piercing?
and that
Oh.
is
Depends on how you
9 slashing.
Or stab?
would be piercing.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep that one. That was... Okay, that is it. We'll stop at the top of that round. Whoop whoop. And it means next week, if we're back next week, we'll be beginning with some combatio. Some combatio. Yeah.
I win the round this week.
No, you don't.
Yeah. So,
It's going to be pretty large.
in a shin deep room full of wine, fighting wine elementals,
We're going to drink them to death.
it seems to be a thing. What?
Map drawing skills.
Oh. Okay, cool. Very
Alright.
good. A good
6 to 1.
little
No, I get bonus points
thing.
for keeping it all on the same page.
Are we all going to be... Do we think everyone's going to be here next week?
Yeah.
Normal,
Yeah.
normal time?
Depends on the
Wednesday.
date.
Maybe Wednesday
The
the 3rd.
third.
No, the 5th. They're the 5th, I think.
Should be here.
6th. Is it? Damn.
Sith. 6 seems too far off.
It's the 29th today.
What?
30. Oh, yeah.
A doctor's appointment at like 4:30, I think.
You make it.
You'll be right.
It's a specialist doctor. I don't know how long it'll be.
We'll make it.
No, so there you go. Even if you turn up late,
You better
or
be
whatever,
especially fucking
it's-
quick.
Yeah. We'll see you in a way.
Especially is probably not quickness.
Cool. All right, you're making your way through the tomb,
Of
making a bit of progress.
The
Nine
nine
gods.
gods.
Cool. We're gonna wrap up, and yeah, we'll be back. So we'll be back
Wrap
next
up,
week,
okay.
Wednesday, and this
this is my last Wednesday off, so I should be good.
either might go. I don't know.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I
Never
thought
mind.
today was Wednesday.
All right, fine. Let's get out of here. Let's finish up.
Let's do it.
All right, cool. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for the
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
follows that we had before.
Take it.
I think there was some sort of notification that I didn't get before, so I don't know if that was a bit or
Yeah, you gotta follow.
some cheers.
Yeah, 1
No,
hour ago you got
like,
follow, if that's what you mean.
Nah, there was a noise.
From
I don't
the
know
chick
if it was
Streamlabs?
a cheer or something.
Our laughing
Like the
coming through
problem.
the speakers.
Was it?
No.
Oh, I made it was.
Oh my god, it was.
What?
Oh my god.
Was it looping again?
Oh no, it wasn't.
Oh.
No, it was.
It was?
I think it was.
Oh, does that go
Might have
through
been.
the stream?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go watch the
I do that like every time.
Was it really quiet on the stream, the loop though?
Probably. I fucking beans that. I got beans all over my shirt.
But nobody said anything.
Alright, I'm gonna go and be embarrassed in my room.
That's what
hopefully
you call it, do you?
Hopefully that wasn't too bad. Okay,
Oh,
cool.
wait.
We're out. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week
Story
without
of
the
my life.
looping audio. Okay.
Or with it.
Well, yeah.
Who knows?
2 weeks in a row.
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's 2 streams in a row that I've done that. So here's hoping for the hat trick. All right. See you guys.
Ciao.
Bye.
See ya.
Hey.
60.